I can do what I want when I want to do it. I can do what I need when I need to get through it. When I need someone else, can't be too proud for help, but gotta look after myself. Sometimes it can get lonely, never living in the moment. When the sun is shining, hope that I'm reminded, like how the clouds keep changing. I'm always steady rearranging, going back to the basics of what a good day is. What a good day is. What a good day is. And that's exactly what the day is. But it's exactly what you make it. So please don't go wasting. And I'll do the same, even if it's raining. How could I complain? And my feels got me feeling some type of way. You always free to take a break. Hope you feel what I felt. You gotta look after yourself. Sometimes it can get lonely, never living in the moment. When the sun is shining, hope that I'm reminded, like how the clouds keep changing. I'm always steady rearranging, going back to the basics of what a good day is. What a good day is. What a good day is.
All right, we're back in the building. What's up, y'all?
And that's exactly what the day is.
We are up in here. Y'all know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We about to get into it. I see everybody in the building. So great to see y'all on this Thursday morning. We got Friday's Eve up in here. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Let me see how we looking though. Ooh wee. There we go. Looking all crispy and clean on the screen. Welcome y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to another YouTube live stream and another episode of the Music Morning Show. I'm your host, Classy Beats of ClassyBeats.com. And today, wow, we've got a lot going on today. I know y'all are ready to get into this cross-examination of Relli. Today is going to be a crazy day. I'm excited for it and looking forward to it as well. We're going to start out the show with a couple of other things that are going on. We've got some updates on Young Thug. We've got Tony Busby's taking some more shots from Jay-Z. I probably phrased that wrong. Anyway, we got Keefe D up in here and a bunch of other things, so make sure y'all stay tuned. But first, before we get into it, I gotta say what's up to the people, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Let me see who we got in here. We have my awesome, amazing Amy is in here in the morning, starting out the day the right way. All right, let's get into it. Oh man, look who it is. Dennis Byron is up in here. Shout out to Dennis Byron in the building. If y'all haven't subscribed to his channel, please make sure you go over there and show him some support. Excellent investigative reporter. This man, when it comes to investigative reporters, he is top tier and he has some great content over on his channel as well. So y'all make sure you go check him out. Thanks for stopping by, Dennis. It's gonna be a great day. We got Michi up in here, Jay Buckmaster's in the building, Mr. Brown, Olivia, Aphitz, Les Cleaver, my guy. We got Miss Verche in here, Valencia, Axel Wheel, Galatians 6-7. We've got S5E24 Casola. There we go. I got it. Serotonin is back in here. Slim Life is in the building. Good to see you, Danny. In real life, we've got Ryan S. What's up? What's up? We've also got Michi in here, dropping the 3 bomb, just showing some love with the thumbs up. Thank you so much, Michi. I appreciate you always showing support. Who else is in the building? We've got Libby22 SC Girl. Shout out to the 843 and the 803. We've got Miss 86 is in the building. Good to see you. We ain't got no quit is up in here. Minnie Perkins, I see you. Trisha's in the building. We've got, who else? I know I missed a bunch of y'all. JoJo's up in here. We've got John, my guy. Welcome to the show. Latricia is in the building. We got Belfast B-Man. We got everybody up in here. Okay. Okay. Frank Owens, Mary Jones from Westland, Michigan. Y'all shout out your city. Shout out your city and state. Let me know where you're at. We got Teo is back in here. Good to see you, Teo. Nosy Rosie, Tamara. We got all y'all up in here. We got Nigel in the building. Desmond Johnson in here as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So if y'all are ready, let's get started with the show. If you could do me one major favor, and it takes 2 seconds. It's super easy to do. If you could, please like the video. Not only is it free, not only does it help the show continue to grow like we're growing right now, which is crazy, but it does let the algorithm know that y'all are enjoying the show and it shares the video out with more and more people. All right. So if y'all could take 2 seconds to do that, I would appreciate it. Also, if you haven't checked out the Patreon, make sure you do that. We just started a new Patreon as soon as we hit 100K a couple weeks ago. So again, thank you to everybody who's been supporting and helped us get to 100K. So y'all go check out the brand new Patreon. We've got some exclusive videos and articles over there. We'll be posting more content, doing some Patreon only live streams as well. And y'all get a behind the scenes look and a sneak peek at what goes on here in the studio and on the Classy Beats YouTube channel as well. All right. So shout out to y'all. Also, thank you so much to Libby, the SC girl. Libby22 SC girl says, thank you for all the awesome content. Thank you for the support. And for dropping the 5 bomb. I appreciate it. I will be reading super chats throughout the show as well. So anybody who sends in a super chat, I'll be highlighting those on the screen and reading them throughout the show. So thank you so much, Libby SC girl. And again, y'all make sure you go subscribe to my guy, Dennis Byron's channel. Is he still in here? Yeah, y'all go show him some love, man. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, in case y'all were wondering, court is going to start in about an hour and a half. But as you know, especially when it comes to the music industry and these legal cases we've been covering, the news cycle just does not end. I mean, there's maybe been a couple of days this week or a couple of days this year so far that it's been hard to find something when it comes to news that's been going on. But right now, we're at a really good place and we're going to get into it. We talked about Keefe D a couple of days ago and what was going on with him and his involvement in what went down with Tupac. And most recently, Keefe D is actually being hit with some new charges. Yeah. Being in jail is tough, man. And especially if, depending on where you are, it's going to be hard to keep your nose clean. And in this instance, Keefe D, it seems like he's become a victim of that. And we're going to get into the details here shortly. But XXL Magazine says that Tupac Shakur murder suspect Keefe D now faces a new charge following an altercation in jail. Happens to everybody. And as you know, this is why Yak Gotti is still in jail right now. Free Yak Gotti. Davis has been charged with battery by prisoner following a fight with another inmate at the Clark County Detention Center. Davis has been in custody since his arrest in September 2023, when he was charged with being involved in Tupac's 1996 killing in Las Vegas. Just a little refresher. He was at a Mike Tyson fight with a couple other guys, and Tupac was there with Suge Knight and allegedly his nephew. They got into it. The two sides went back and forth, and then they all left. According to the indictment, they're saying that Keefe D and a couple other guys, they followed Tupac because things weren't over. And you know what happened from there. All right, Tupac is no longer with us. Keefe D saying he's not the one that pulled the trigger. Somebody else pulled the trigger, but he's being held and has been held for the past almost 2 years. All right. So we're going to get into this video from Law and Crime. They're going to go into a little bit of the background of what happened with Keefe D and why he's in this situation in the first place.
Him? Well, if you don't, that's Dwayne Davis, better known as Keefe D. He's the only man ever arrested in connection to the murder of hip-hop and rap legend Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the headlines once again, facing a new charge, one that he got while already in jail. So what happened? Well, this happened just last month. The 61-year-old allegedly fought with another inmate in the Clark County Detention Center. Just 2 days before Christmas, the former Southside Compton Crips gang member was being taken back to his housing unit when he and another inmate got into a fight. Allegedly. According to a report by ABC News, the two inmates allegedly were hitting each other in the face or head, and they were both pepper sprayed, but continued to fight until they had to be separated. When asked about the fight days
crazy.
later, Keefe D reportedly told officers he was just standing his ground. He appeared in court on the new battery charge on Tuesday, and the bail was set for $50,000. But Keefe D already has a six-figure bail amount on the murder charge, which is why he's already in jail in the first place. Many of us know the story already. Tupac was in Vegas in '96 with Suge Knight for the Mike Tyson fight. But who also was there? Keefe D and his nephew Orlando Anderson, as well as other gang members from the Southside Crips. Orlando Anderson already had issues with members of Death Row's entourage and the rival gang Mob Piru. Both groups were leaving the fight at the MGM Hotel when members of Death Row spotted Orlando and a huge brawl broke out. Footage from that night showed Tupac kicking and punching Orlando over and over and over again. Now, this is where Keefe D allegedly steps in. Prosecutors have argued Keefe D called the shots seemingly so his nephew could get revenge. From there, the story goes, Keefe D was one of 4 men inside the vehicle where the shots that killed Tupac came from. And according to his own words, he passed off the gun allegedly used in Tupac's murder to his own nephew.
Yeah.
Now, and Keefe D's recently alleged, if y'all didn't know, that Diddy was somehow involved in this as well. Now he's saying that Diddy had issues, and because Tupac was allegedly looking to leave Death Row, that there were issues between Tupac and Diddy, and that Diddy came out and said that he wanted somebody to take care of Tupac. It's a wild story. We went through it. If y'all haven't seen that video where I cover that, I'll put the link in the description for you.
Yeah, he was hanging out the window. Then we just came up on the gutter lane. It was like 13 cars. All of them was black too. I guess Suge had a thing for the black cars that night. So we went up on the side of them, and we seen him. And out there she wrote.
And I read in the book you said that it looked like you guys rolled up and Pac reached.
Looked like he was reaching, yeah. It looked like he was ready to bust our ass. And she like we was the first one. Shit.
Yeah.
Luckiest one, I guess. Hit that corner, gave a little chase, boom, boom, boom. Got the busing, we bust back, and jumped up out that motherfucker Cadillac, put it.
He wrote a book, yeah.
With her, got the on.
So how did you know Tupac and Suge was in the black BMW?
He was hanging out the window.
Tupac?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
He had half his body out the window. Yeah. Just, you know, that Bay Area.
Crazy, man.
You know how they do. That weird like Ghost Rider whip. You know, they just want to be flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? Want to be seen and
But you said the females was yelling Tupac's name, right?
Yeah, once
That's
he
how
was hanging
y'all
out the
found
window.
out they was in the court, right?
Tupac, Tupac, and he was, hey, you know, real, he gonna be sitting down instead of down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'll be hanging out.
Oh my God.
Just want to be seen and
Right, right. So,
what's up with that?
Yeah,
so
he was
you and
feeling
your
himself
crew,
that night.
y'all on Flamingo and Koval, and y'all slowly pull up to Tupac and Suge in a black BMW. Tell me how that came about.
We just took the gutter lane. Like we said, we pulled up to the stoplight, and they was making a right. It was about 17 cars. We just pulled up in the gutter lane and seen it. Yeah.
Dang.
And that first shot, it hit Big Boy in the head. I thought he was dead. Like, damn, he dead. And
Yo, this dude is smiling, man. You know he's seen some things. He's over here smiling. Sheesh.
they didn't even give chase, make it so bad. Some brawls gave it chase. They got their little windshield shot out. It was over with after that.
Dre, he was the one that
Crazy.
was supposed to shoot, you know, Tupac and Suge, but he got scared, right?
No, he didn't really get scared. You know, he wasn't ready for that. They was youngsters, man. Kids.
But once again, I mean, y'all Crips, right? So he should be used to that, right, Dre? So why was
He wasn't ready for that. Everybody got a role, man.
Yeah, everybody doesn't do that.
So he
Everybody
wasn't
ain't
the
killers. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna kill.
So
everybody
Dre,
ain't
he
with
wasn't
that.
the shooter?
No.
Okay, so, but he was the one that was supposed to shoot up Tupac and Suge, but for some reason, he wasn't ready for it, so he gave the gun to Orlando, right?
Something like that, yeah.
And Orlando is the shooter. He's the known shooter. I mean, everybody know Orlando Anderson was a shooter. So Dre got cold feet. He didn't want to do it. He gave the gun to Orlando, and Orlando shot Tupac and Suge.
Yeah, he did his thing, yeah.
But again, notably, Keefe D.
He said, yeah. That sounds good. I'm not buying it. He's like, yeah, I like that.
isn't
Come on,
accused
man.
of being the shooter. His nephew was. And we may never know what truly happened. Orlando Anderson died 2 years after Tupac's murder. The other backseat passenger, DeAndre Smith, died in 2004. And the driver, Terrence Bubble Up Brown, was killed in a 2015 shooting in Compton, California. But since those 2021 interviews, a lot has changed for Keefe D, especially when he was arrested in September of 2023, something that he likely thought was never going to happen.
It has often been said, justice delayed is justice denied. It's a quote we hear often and for many, many years when talking about our legal system, but not in this case. Today, justice will be served in the murder of Tupac Shakur. I'd like to acknowledge the relentless work of the many Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department homicide detectives. We've mentioned Detective Cliff Mogg many times, and we can't mention his name enough. He is the detective, along with his colleagues, that brought this case here today to you.
And nearly 30 years after Tupac's murder, Keefe D is set to face trial this year. Keefe D almost got out on bail after music manager Cash Jones, aka Whack 100, was ready to post bail for him.
Mr. Jones, what was the amount that you paid for the bail bond premium in this case?
$112,000. It was 15% of whatever the $750 was.
Yeah, and his bail is $750,000. $750,000, y'all.
Okay,
$112,000 and some odd dollars.
and $500, is that correct?
112.5, yes sir, yes sir.
And
Crazy.
you paid that out of your business?
Yes sir.
And what's your business name, sir?
100 Entertainment.
And you're the sole owner of that business, is that correct?
Yes sir.
And that business is a business license to do business in the state of Nevada?
Yes sir.
But a Las Vegas judge still denied Keefe D's release. Months later, Keefe D's attorney filed a motion to dismiss the murder charge altogether. His attorney cited that Keefe D's constitutional rights were violated by the state, even stating the violations were a product of a 27-year delay in prosecution, lack of corroborating evidence, and a failure to honor immunity agreements granted by federal and local authorities. Keefe D's defense added key witnesses are deceased and critical evidence has been lost, significantly impairing the fairness of any trial. That motion highlighted a previous proffer agreement between Keefe D and the feds from 2008, where he was granted immunity for information he provided in the case. Well, that agreement...
Yo, that's wild that his friend put up $100,000. Man, that's a lot of money. Y'all got friends like that? Sheesh.
Where he was granted immunity for information he provided in the case. Well, that agreement clearly didn't matter in the long run, because 15 years later he was arrested, charged with first-degree murder, which he has pleaded not guilty to. And it feels like this ongoing legal saga that is Dwayne Keefe D. Davis isn't letting up anytime soon. So let's unpack this now with criminal defense attorney Safa Robinson Ferrer. Safa, always great to see you.
Shout out
What's
to
your
Safa.
reaction to Keefe D now facing another charge, this one battery by a prisoner?
It's not surprising that he's facing additional charges. Oftentimes when individuals are incarcerated and they're incarcerated for long periods of time, things happen in prison or in the jails. You know, it could have been a fight, between him and another inmate. There could have been a situation that may have escalated between him and one of the correctional officers. And so ultimately those do bring about new charges whenever an incident like that occurs. And usually the longer time that someone spends in custody, the higher the likelihood that these additional charges will come about, just because of the nature of the jail system or the prison system. It's not a great place to be. There's a lot of things that go on there, so this isn't surprising at all.
Yeah, and given that he hasn't even been tried for his alleged role in the murder of Tupac, what could this additional charge mean for his case going forward?
One of the things that can happen, what the prosecution can do with this case, is use it as leverage. A lot of times what often happens is when people have multiple charges, the DA's office might say, well, if you plead to this charge, then we'll get rid of this one. Or if you plea on one, we'll what we call satisfy the other. Or, offer some type of concurrent time as opposed to consecutive time if they plea or are found guilty on both charges.
And that's the reason a lot of people think Yak Gotti is still in, because he was found not guilty on every single charge by the jury, right? So now they're saying that he's still being held in custody, and these games are being played because the DA's office wants to get something out of Yak Gotti, which is unfortunate. We still don't know what the update is on that, man.
I highly doubt that the prosecution is going to back down on the murder charge, and they shouldn't. No. This second charge ultimately, again, could be used as leverage. They could say, if you plead guilty to the murder charge, we'll dismiss this charge. I'm considering that the murder is, at the forefront of this. So there's a lot of things that can happen with this, but the prosecution will use it as leverage.
Yeah. And if you think about it as well, too, this case has been ongoing for nearly 30 years at this point. Tupac was murdered in 96. The alleged shooter, Orlando Anderson, who is the nephew of Keefe D, died a few years later. And then the other two men that were in the car when all this was happening, allegedly, they're no longer here except for Keefe D. Now, his trial is slated for this year. But in your opinion, since it's been so long for the prosecution on their side, do you think that this is really a slam dunk case?
As cases near trial, and part of the reasons cases go to trial is because it's not a slam dunk case. And so ultimately, if it was that much of a quote unquote slam dunk, then oftentimes you would see individuals plead guilty to avoid, any harsher penalty that could come from trial, or what, as we lawyers call, the trial tax. And a lot of times you just never know how things are going to unfold at a trial. So is there going to be enough proof beyond a reasonable doubt to convict Mr. Davis of this crime? Considering that witnesses have passed away, the evidence may, depending on the way it was stored, could have, possibly had some issues or destroyed. There's authentication issues is what we call them. There's a lot of evidentiary issues that will come into play because this case is so old. So it will be interesting to see how the prosecution intends on moving forward, considering it's been this long of a time.
Yeah, and I think the thing is too, with Keefe D, he's said a lot of stuff. He's done interviews, he's written a book, and a lot of you may know, even if you don't commit the actual crime, if you're driving the getaway car, if you're in the car where it happens and you know it's going to happen, you can be held just as liable as if you were the person that pulled the trigger. So I don't know what's going to happen in this case. We still have a lot of evidence we have to see, but with him saying we were there, them being able to prove they were there, and Keefe D was like, oh yeah, I was in the car. Oh man, I don't know how he's going to beat this one going forward, but we'll have to wait and see, and we'll be following it coming up here on March at the end of March at some point. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments and in the chat. Shout out to everybody who's in here too. I see y'all talking about it. Slim Life says they want Yak to talk. Yeah. I don't get it. Just take the L and let him go. I don't know why there's this constant struggle and this back and forth. The last thing we heard from and about Yak Gotti was that Bruce Harvey and Westmoreland were working with Yak Gotti to try and figure out how to get him out of jail. But he's, as far as we know, he's still in there, and we haven't seen any updates from them. And the last thing we saw, Bruce Harvey was like, I don't want cameras in here. No, I don't know what's with all of the elder statesmen in the game here in Fulton County not wanting cameras in the courtroom. Kind of hurts my feelings, man. We want to see what's going on. All right, we're going to get into this next topic. Y'all are going to like this one because we've been talking about it a lot when it comes to Jay-Z and Tony Busby and Alex Spiro and this entire legal war that's been going on between them. I think in most cases, we're forgetting about the actual claim, which is crazy in its own right. But now we have some more recent updates about what Tony Busby's going through. As y'all may remember, Tony Busby recently hired 2 new lawyers, and we reviewed that in another video I'll leave for y'all in the description. He hired 2 attorneys, and not only are they representing him, but they're representing his client, which we thought was really weird. If you're going through this and you being represented on your own makes sense, but why would your client need to be represented by another lawyer? Still some weird things. Through all of that, there's been motions and memorandums filed back and forth. The last one we had from Jay-Z was saying, Judge, you need to hold Tony Busby accountable, and I want some sanctions to be in place. And one of the things that Tony Busby was being accused of was not being able to practice in this certain jurisdiction. Judge Torres said, all right, we're going to get all this figured out. Tony Busby, you need to show that you're able to practice here, right? And she told him that that needs to be done by a certain date. Well, that date is coming up here in the next couple weeks, and time is running out for Tony Busby. What does Judge Torres say here? So we've got by letter dated on December 20th, 2024, the plaintiff's counsel, Tony Busby, represented that he is admitted to practice in the Eastern District of New York and intends to apply for a reciprocal admission to the Southern District, ECF number 50 at 3. In his declaration dated January 22nd, 2025, Busby stated that his application for reciprocal admission is forthcoming. Accordingly, by February 14th, on Valentine's Day, 2025, Busby shall file proof of admission on the docket so ordered by Judge Torres. Now, in addition to this, we have another memorandum from Jay-Z and Alex Spiro, and this one is going to be very interesting. I'm not going to spoil it. We're going to get into the full document. So y'all check out what Jay-Z's lawyer and Jay-Z are saying here. What did they say? The defendant, Sean Carter's reply to the memorandum of law in further support of his motion for monetary sanctions and dismissing the complaint pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11. We're going to scroll through the table of contents real quick and get into it. What did they say? A principled attorney, when confronted with factual inconsistencies that cast grave doubt on horrific allegations and reveal the inadequacy of any pre-filing inquiry, would reconsider the lawsuit. Instead, Tony Busby, lead attorney, tried to gloss over them. Initially, he deflected, saying the plaintiff's case was referred to him by another firm. We saw this, and he said it multiple times, who vetted it prior to sending it to him, and that his firm would continue to vet her claims and collect corroborating data. And that was according to the NBC article number 4. Now, Tony Busby concedes that he did not even meet with the plaintiff. Not a great look. He didn't meet with the plaintiff before signing his name to the complaint and fails to identify any evidence that corroborates anything his client alleged. Meanwhile, he has litigated this matter for 3 months without seeking admission to this court or explaining this failure, including throughout earlier cases he filed in this court. Mr. Busby's studied detachment from the mandatory diligence and admission procedures contrasts starkly with his exertions outside of court. There's no denying that he has, in press conferences, social media, and media interviews, systematically weaponized all allegations of his still anonymous plaintiff to damage Mr. Carter's reputation. And they had a huge issue with this. They even filed and said that they wanted to reveal the identity of the claimant, which the Judge Torres said, no, that's not happening. Mr. Busby is conducting himself as he is knowing that his in-court submissions may be cloaked in immunity. Mr. Carter seeks only to hold Mr. Busby to the ethical standards that constrain any responsible attorney who would solemnly sign his name to allegations in court, which that's just a bad look for Tony Busby. He was saying that somebody else did it and somebody else was the one who interviewed her and made sure everything lined up. She had a good story. Then he's saying that someone at his law firm interviewed her. There's a lot of inconsistencies in his story, which I think is going to be a problem from him moving forward, which is why he most likely hired his own attorney. Without such guardrails on litigation, there's obvious worrisome risk. Someone in Mr. Busby's position could level reputation destroying allegations indiscriminately in court with an eye towards leveraging them in sensationalist fashion outside of court without ever properly inquiring into their truth or facing accountability. The concern looms large here. Mr. Carter has identified factual inconsistencies demonstrating that allegations in the FAC were false or highly suspect. Those inconsistencies undermine nearly every step in the plaintiff's narrative: her arrival and whereabouts at the VMAs, her interaction with celebrities, the purported residence, the timeline, and how she got home. Plaintiff's opposition is going to be referred to as the opposition moving forward, does not meaningfully engage these demonstrated inconsistencies. Notably, for the one issue she seeks to rebut, whether Mr. Combs owned a home fitting the FAC's description, plaintiff's arguments only confirm the errors. All told, plaintiff lacks any satisfying answer to identify discrepancies. It is now common ground that neither Mr. Busby nor any of his colleagues ever so much as asked the plaintiff's father whether he remembered playing his critical multi-hour role in the remarkable tale spun by the FAC. And we mentioned this. Why was NBC the first one to talk to the father? And Jay-Z and Alex Spear are implicating here that Tony Busby didn't even take that step. I mentioned this in a past video. That would have been the first thing I would have done, because pretty much everything hangs. I wouldn't say everything hangs on that, but there were so many factors. Her meeting an artist that was on tour at the time. He couldn't have been at the party. And then you have her father, who allegedly picked her up, would have had to drive, what did they say, 5 hours to get her? And he's saying, I don't remember that happening. If it happened, I would have remembered it. And Tony Busby didn't, he's saying his firm didn't even interview him. Yikes. If they had, they would have learned what a curious NBC News reporter learned by posing that simple, easy question. He remembered no such events. Mr. Busby now suggests myriad ways that a rigorous investigation was performed by unnamed colleagues, but those efforts failed to satisfy his own Rule 11 obligation to conduct a reasonable inquiry, pre-filing into all allegations that facially test the outer limits of credulity. Oh, what a weird word. Credulity. Basically, it's credit. And indeed, fly in the face of readily ascertained facts. Mr. Busby could not farm out to unspecified others his Rule 11 obligations, which attach personally to him as the signer. They are non-delegate. Delegible. Basically, he can't delegible. He can't delegate them. And having purportedly left the requisite vetting to others, Mr. Busby cannot properly serve a lone declarant, attesting to matters that are outside of his personal knowledge and known only to declarants who sit silent. So basically, they're saying that Tony Busby signed this, saying that he did his due diligence under Rule 11, and to come to find out, it wasn't actually him who talked to this client, or it wasn't him who talked to the claimant. It was somebody that worked for him who he's not even naming or bringing forward. Even assuming Mr. Busby had a reasonable basis initially to file a claim, post-filing exposure of substantial inaccuracies should have led him to withdraw it. He cannot continue post-complaint to whistle past demonstrated inaccuracies in plaintiff's allegations that are staring him in the face. Rule 11 sanctions are well warranted, and Mr. Busby's attempt to demand sanctions of his own is meritless. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get away with that either, because if this is true, if Tony Busby just passed this off to somebody at his office, I mean, that alone is a violation of a Rule 11, as they're saying here. Let's see what happens. Here's their argument. The court should impose Rule 11 sanctions. We talked about this a little bit before when we covered Tony Busby, but we'll get into it more here. An attorney who fails to investigate adequately before filing a complaint, particularly one alleging serious crime or serious criminal conduct that will inevitably cause reputational harm, is subject to Rule 11 sanctions. And they cite it here. That a complaint's allegations are readily disapproved affords telltale proof of lack of diligence. And then they say Abner Realty Incorporated versus the Admiral of General Servers Administration, where absence of inquiry is apparent from pleading, pre-discovery sanctions lie. Now, you can't just bring somebody up and say, oh yeah, we're going to I'm signing off on this. Plaintiff is incorrect that Rule 11 cannot be offended unless and until this court is convinced of the falsity of the plaintiff's claims or assault. As multiple circuits agree, the question is not whether the claim itself was frivolous, but whether an adequate inquiry into the facts and the law was conducted. It doesn't look like it was, not by Tony Busby at least. One suing without reasonable inquiry and based on nothing more than a prayer that helpful facts will somehow emerge cannot avoid sanctions if he, though sheer fortuity, is rewarded for his carelessness. And that was in Gar versus U.S. Healthcare Incorporated. A shot in the dark is a sanctionable event, even if it somehow hits the mark. Interesting. So there's basically Gar versus U.S. Healthcare or United Healthcare says that even if everything was true, if you didn't do an investigation to see if everything was right, Tony Busby could still be sanctioned. That's an interesting point there. And we're all learning something new about the law. Mr. Busby signed a complaint whose allegations tested the outer bounds of credulity. I hate that word. Without conducting the barest of inquiries himself, then stood on them even after they were exposed to be false or inconsistent. And what is the plaintiff? The plaintiff contends that the court discouraged Mr. Carter from filing any Rule 11 motion. In fact, Mr. Carter submitted a pre-motion letter concerning this motion, even though the court's rules did not so require, requesting that the court shorten the 21-day safe harbor period. 4 days later, he served his motion on counsel. Yeah, and Judge Torres didn't say that. She basically said that if you go down this path, it might not look great for your client. Judge Torres was telling Alex Spiro that. And Jay-Z said, okay, I understand. Forget us trying to shorten this 21-day safe harbor period. We still think there should be sanctions, and that's why they continue to move forward that way. Mr. Busby violated Rule 11B. Although Mr. Busby's claims that rigorous due diligence pressure tested the plaintiff's allegations, he neither rebuts the inaccuracies Mr. Carter identified nor corroborates the FAC. Moreover, far from explaining these filings, he admits that he never even interviewed the plaintiff before suing. Can't do that. Because Rule 11's defining purpose is to bring home to the individual signer his personable, non-delegible responsibility, and the attendant obligation is not a team effort, but in the last analysis, yours alone. Mr. Busby's farm it all out approach cannot suffice. I find it hard to believe he didn't even talk to this. He didn't even talk to her. That's what they're alleging here. Y'all have to let me know what you think in the comments about this and in the chat. This is to think that he didn't even talk to her and he said, yeah, we'll take her on, is wild to me, especially in something this scale. Jay-Z and Diddy, which he found out it was Jay-Z later. Anyway, any party who signs must independently inquire. And then they cite this here where they say discounting careful review claim when review would reveal evidentiary deficits. Excuse me. As to Mr. Busby's reliance on other lawyers and a retired police detective to interview the plaintiff and fact-checked her account, none of those individuals has even been named, let alone produced as a declarant. Nor does the opposition specify which aspects of the plaintiff's complaint were fact-checked. Most strikingly, so they want to see the investigations, especially by this, or the interviews, especially by this retired police detective. Most strikingly, there is no claim that anyone asked the plaintiff's father, a key participant and a ready interviewee, whether he remembered his chapter in the FAC's remarkable saga, to which the answer would have been no. More broadly, the FAC contains 9 key facts going to the core allegation of the assault, 5 of which Mr. Carter's motion refutes or calls into serious question, and the rest of which are insusceptible to being fact-checked. Well, what are they? They said there's 9 of them. The allegation, the friend drove the plaintiff to New York. Fact check, not fact checked. In fact, not fact checked. When asked this person's identity, counsel identified a then 20-year-old, now deceased. Which this was weird as well. So I don't know if they're going to identify the 20-year-old, but in this article, the 13-year-old, and even in the interview, she said that her 20-year-old friend drove her 5 hours and dropped her off at the VMAs.
Stop the cap.
This one was crazy. Allegation. The plaintiff watched the VMAs on the Jumbotron. If this happened in 2000, like she said, that was false. The lie detector test determined that was a lie. Limousine driver offered a ride to the after party. That was a lie. Party at large. There was a party at a large white residence with a U-shaped driveway 20 minutes away from Radio City. That was a lie. And it's easy to see that even if the house, everyone's saying, oh, this was the house, maybe it changed, it still wasn't 20 minutes away. Another lie. The plaintiff signed what she now believes was an NDA. Not fact checked. The plaintiff lacks any such document. Also, we even heard from our guy, Dennis Byron, that said they weren't signing NDAs at this after party. Not at that time. There were no NDAs being signed. What else? The plaintiff spoke with celebrities at the party. False again. Or highly suspect, because the celebrity she's saying she spoke to and she saw his tattoos, he wasn't even in the area at the time. He was out on tour. Again, this is alleging that it took place in 2000, like she said. Maybe that's something that she forgot because of her trauma. The jury's still out on that one, right? The plaintiff purportedly was drugged and found in a room to lie down, or found a room to lie down, excuse me. So the plaintiff purportedly drugged, and then she found a room to lie down. Cannot fact check. The plaintiff told no one for 24 years did not undergo toxicology screening. Well, that's going to be a problem as well. What else? The plaintiff ran out of the house to the closest gas station. Cannot fact check. The plaintiff told no one for 24 years, now claims to not know the resident's location, let alone the gas station. And even if you take into fact, which we saw, if the house that she's saying this happened at was real, and say this was the house, this U-shaped driveway house, there was no gas station near there. And even at the time, there was no gas station near there as well. Couldn't happen. Father picked up the plaintiff just before dawn. False. The father said that didn't happen. And if it happened, I would have remembered it. No way. Nope. Didn't happen. The only research Mr. Busby's firm apparently conducted was to confirm the purported close connection between Mr. Carter and Mr. Combs. That does nothing to substantiate the claim against Mr. Carter, and Mr. Busby does not identify anything actually corroborating the FAC or explain why rigorous due diligence somehow failed to turn up the factual defects NBC uncovered within days. Within days. And what did they say? NBC included standard qualifying language that the inconsistencies do not necessarily mean that the allegations are false, has no bearing on the inquiry, which asks what a complaint attorney would do in the face of such inconsistencies. Jay-Z saying, in the face of those, it should have been dropped. No matter how adamant a plaintiff may be in alleging assault, the allegations are not self-corroborating. Responsible attorneys must conduct diligence and seek corroboration. We can see the Sun proposition and then they say inadequate inquiry, consistent consequences fall squarely on the counsel who relied heavily on the client's representations to the exclusion of the facts otherwise. Mr. Busby was not entitled to rely solely on his client's representation without investigation. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Yet Mr. Busby's efforts all went elsewhere. He attests that AVA Law referred this case in early October before he filed it on October 20th, which we said it seems like Tony Buzbee is throwing these folks under the bus, which is tough, man. I can't imagine that they would refer another client to him. And the less than 3 weeks between referral and filing, time he should have spent vetting this claim. He was on a press tour at multiple media outlets publicizing his campaign against Mr. Combs and alleged co-conspirators. Rather than contacting his client's father or running straightforward Google searches, Mr. Buzbee was litigating feverishly in the court of public opinion, without regard for his obligations in court. Let me see, what is this note saying? So we read that one. The predictable upshot is that Mr. Buzbee got basic facts wrong, as the opposition only confirms. First, in responding to Mr. Carter's argument that public property records prove that Mr. Combs did not own a residence that fits the FAC's description in 2000, plaintiff wrongfully accuses Mr. Carter of misstating facts. Zeroing in on the 40 Hedges Drive residence, plaintiff argues repeatedly that Mr. Carter represented that Combs did not own that property until 2001, revealing his lawyers' own mistakes concerning details on which they rely. Far from disputing that Mr. Combs owned the residence in 2000, the motions note that he did. Mr. Carter's point was and remains that neither the residence nor any other owned by Mr. Combs matches the description. And again, even if it did match the description, there was no gas station near there. So how did she go to a gas station? And maybe it wasn't a gas station. Maybe it was somebody else's house. Maybe she misremembered, right? To reiterate, while the specified residence is large and white, it does not have a gated U-shaped driveway and is located in East Hampton, a minimum of a 2-hour drive and over 100 miles from Manhattan. What? Rather than address these demonstrated disconnects, the opposition whistles past them while misreading the motion to manufacture a supposed gotcha. Second, Mr. Buzbee dismisses the plaintiff's father's denial of picking her up that night, claiming the events occurred 24 years ago. It's not surprising that he may not recall a specific drive to pick up his daughter. Would y'all remember driving 5 hours? I remember I drove 10 or 12 hours from South Carolina to Texas. It was San Antonio. Oh man, that was the worst. And I drove it straight. That was the worst thing I ever did. I will never do that again. It was terrible. And even driving 5 hours, I remember every 5-hour trip I've taken. Oh man, it's rough. And I like driving. 5 hours, that's probably my limit. But I think he would have remembered that. But again, everybody's different. Maybe he just misremembered, right? But it strains, I hate this word, but it strains credulity that a father impelled to jump into his car in the middle of the night to undertake a minimum of 10-hour round trip to pick up his 13-year-old daughter at a random gas station after she had been dropped off by her 20-year-old friend who is now dead would forget the entire episode. And his denial was unequivocal. He said, anything like this would definitely stick in my mind. And he said that in the NBC interview. Even by Mr. Buzbee's own account, neither he nor any of his supposed diligence team bothered to check into that. Third, the plaintiff dismisses her imagined conversation with Benji Madison as irrelevant, simply because it was not discussed in the FAC. But the point is that the plaintiff allegedly spoke with celebrities at the party, which would invite any reasonable attorney to ask who and then inquire accordingly, especially in a case where so much hinges on a plaintiff's credibility. Recollections about Mr. Madison's tattoo of the Last Supper are no triviality. That's true. She said, yeah, he showed me his tattoo and I thought it was cool. And I said, hey, Mr. Madison, that's such a cool tattoo. I want to get one like that. Notably, it is undisputed that Mr. Madison was not in New York that night. We mentioned calling this a memory lapse cannot obscure counsel's lapses in investigating whether multi-decade old recollections align with reality. Fourth, the plaintiff dismisses photographs showing Mr. Carter at Lotus on the night in question, theorizing he could have partied at the residence after the nightclub. Again, it was over 100 miles away. And we know Dennis Byron was at the VMAs that night, right? Y'all go check out that video, that live stream he did. Not only was he at the party, but he took pictures at the party. Not only was Dennis Byron at the party and took pictures at the party, but he was there the entire time. And he said they shut the party down. Jay-Z was there. Jennifer Lopez was there. Well, we won't bring up Jennifer Lopez. Jay-Z was there and Diddy were there. They were all there. He's got the pictures and y'all can go check them out over on his YouTube channel. It couldn't have happened. It couldn't have happened this way. It shows them on the Lotus on that night in question, theorizing he could have partied at the residence after the nightclub. But that makes the timeline even more far-fetched, as Mr. Combs and Miss Lopez attended two nightclubs, the Lotus and Twirl. The FAC requires that the plaintiff arrived at the gas station after the alleged assault around 1:30 a.m., 5 hours before dawn, after fleeing the alleged party. The father arrived just before dawn, and the NBC News article says she lived in Rochester. Dawn was at 6:30. Given that the VMAs ended at 11 p.m., in approximately 2 hours, Mr. Combs would have had to be driven to two different nightclubs. Insane. Each at least 14 minutes from Radio City with zero traffic and 6 to 14 minutes from each other. Spent time at the nightclub where he was photographed, then driven to the imaginary residence at least 20 minutes from Radio City, waited while his driver returned to Radio City to pick up the plaintiff, a round trip of at least 40 minutes. They're breaking this down, man. Waited more time while the plaintiff mingled with celebrities and got intoxicated. And Jennifer Lopez, as Dennis Byron said, I don't want to spoil it, but she changed outfits as well. So how long is that going to take her to go change, get ready, and then go to the next spot, right? So there's that aspect of it as well. And then he just went into the room and said, "Who's ready to party?" And Jay-Z was right there, and so was Jennifer Lopez. Stop the cap. It's wild. Assuming arguendo that timeline can somehow be wrestled within the law of physics, it cried out for reality testing. Even when we first saw this, before anybody had critiqued it, before the NBC article had come out and the interview, we looked through the initial claim and we said, something's not adding up. We're not attorneys. Well, some of y'all are. We're not lawyers, but the story just didn't make sense. Fifth, the plaintiff denies Mr. Carter's evidence that she could not possibly have watched the VMAs on the Jumbotron or spoken with limousine drivers, but the plaintiff could not have watched on the Jumbotron in Times Square because, per the FAC, she was not in Times Square, but outside of Radio City, which was nearly a mile away. And the denial of MTV's permit prevented it from being telecast in Times Square. Nor could the limousines have been elsewhere because, per the FAC, she approached them while standing outside Radio City watching the VMAs. Nope. If nothing else, these inconsistencies should have been run to the ground before Mr. Busby sponsored allegations that could not withstand a simple Google search. Sanctions are warranted. Here we go. They want Tony Busby to pay. The factual discrepancies are neither isolated nor surprising. They result from Mr. Busby's rush to launch allegations unhindered by mandatory diligence. Mr. Busby's claims of rigorous investigation does not square with the known facts, including how a single initial media interview turned up glaring problems that counsel had either ignored or never investigated. Man, when are they going to give us some credit? We're doing some good investigative work over here too. We saw this before NBC uncovered it. Jay-Z, come on, man. You know people are saying I'm on the payroll. Let's make something happen. All right? Dang. We're doing good work over here. Give us some credit. Shout out to NBC though. See Highmark Inc. versus All Care Health Management. Vacated in part on other grounds. Indeed, Mr. Busby does not even claim that he did anything to investigate the allegations before signing his name to them. That conceded failure is sanctionable under Rule 11. As for the role played by unspecified lawyers at the AVA law, who first investigated the plaintiff's claims and drafted the complaint, and by two unspecified non-declarant lawyers at Mr. Busby's firm who purportedly interviewed the plaintiff pre-filing, there is no claim that they corroborated anything in the FAC, nor is there any explanation for why they never contacted the plaintiff's father and missed such obvious discrepancies. To make matters worse, Mr. Busby refused to withdraw any of the allegations even after NBC exposed the falsehoods. I'm not even going to try on that one. No withdrawal despite request by adversary after learning claim was groundless are sanctionable. Finally, it is telling that Mr. Busby never sought requisite admission to this court before he being so ordered. Mr. Busby implies that he may freely practice the law in the district without applying for admission to the court's bar, or, as y'all know, in more than 3 months since he filed this case, which we mentioned in the document we read earlier, where Judge Torres said, hey, we need to figure out what's going on. Are you admitted or not? As well as through the 15 other cases in this court. What did they say? My application to the Southern District is forthcoming, but an attorney must be admitted before signing pleadings or appearing. I think Tony's in trouble, man. Complaint could not have been filed without local counsel's signature. Although Mr. Busby submits he is not aware of any requirement that he seek intern admission while his application is pending, he has not identified any pending application. So Judge Torres ordered him to give that to her by February 14th. So we'll see what happens there. Tony Busby's probably going to wait till the 13th to do that. I would not blame him at all. Let's see. Keep moving forward. He's not a member of the bar. And the plaintiff, let's go to number C. Letter C. The plaintiff is not entitled to attorney's fees. They're basically saying we're not going to pay him. We're not going to go through all of this. And then in conclusion, they say this court should impose Rule 11 sanctions and direct the parties to confer on a schedule for briefing and award. Dated January 29, 2025 by the Honorable Alex Spiro. What do y'all think about this? I know it was a lot there. Let me know what you think in the comments and in the chat. Is Tony Busby going to be in trouble? Are there going to be sanctions? Is this even going to move forward? I mean, at this point, either Tony Busby is just stubborn or they really do have a solid claim here. I don't know why he wouldn't just let it go, because there seems like there's so many glaring missteps here that it's not even worth his time. And now he has to hire lawyers to represent him. Let it go, man. We'll see. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Shout out to the gang up in here, man. Rice Street is in the building, my dog. Good to see you, man. Minnie Perkins says, now classy beats. They don't want to give you your props because you're doing better than them. Keep it up, keep it up. You got my like. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Minnie Perkins. Yeah, Jay-Z, man, they're already saying I'm on the payroll. I've been covering this just for YouTube. So, I mean, if you want to cut me a check, I'll be happy to beat this dead horse. I'm not gonna lie. Just write it up, man. Who else is there here that I missed? We've got Jacqueline Nichols is in the building. Good to see y'all. Who else? Did I miss anybody else in here? Say good morning. Anton Bishop is back in here. Good morning, y'all. What do y'all think about Tony Busby? Is he gonna be okay in this? Is it just not going to be an issue? Or how is this going to go moving forward? Because it seems like it's just misstep after misstep after misstep. NBC exposed them. I don't know why they allowed her to do that interview with NBC, other than the fact Tony Busby is maybe trying to say, hey guys, she's got issues. She was damaged. She's got trauma. Well, she might. Just give me some grace. There might be some inconsistencies here. I don't know. He loves the court of public opinion, though. Just Lee says he should lose his ish for bringing this case. Dang. Good morning, Jacqueline Stallworth. I see you in there. Nigel's in the building, too. He says, let it go, Busby. Let it go. That's hilarious. Minnie Perkins thinks he's in trouble. Taco Tuesday said the whole thing sounds shady. Especially when it comes to her dad, man. I'm glad that they keyed in on that, because her dad not remembering picking her up when she said, yes, my dad picked her up. Maybe they'll change to somebody else picked her up. Maybe they'll change to the 20-year-old dead friend that drove the 13-year-old up there actually took her back home. I don't know. This whole thing is weird. Let's go back and we're going to get into what's going on with Young Thug. We got some updates from Young Thug. And actually, Judge Whitaker, let me change this real quick. Shadow Fox said he might lose his bar card. Could this be the end of Tony Busby? Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. That would be tough, man. Let's get Young Thug up here. Also, shout out to my guy in here, Mr. Brown. Not even leaving a comment, just showing love. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for the 5-bomb. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love, man. Shout out to Mr. Brown in the building. Ours for Repair says these situations keep coming up where people think it is better to keep lying or defend their original lie no matter how wrong they are. It's much better to own up and be better. And think about, he's a lawyer hiring a lawyer. What? And a lawyer hiring a lawyer and then saying, can you represent my client? Oh, man. It's crazy, man. Mr. Brown says, you better mention me, Classy Beats, and not Jay-Z. Shout out to Mr. Brown. Jalam says he ain't losing. I think not. I think you were going to say nothing. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. He might be sanctioned, though. I'm just looking at this as a regular person, so we'll see what happens. All right, we got a quick thing. And again, we are just 30 minutes away from getting started with Croc's examination for our guy, Relli. Ooh-wee. What do y'all think? Let me ask y'all a poll. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Jalam. You're good. Let me ask y'all a poll in the chat. How should I ask this? Will things go well for Relli cross examination? I have a feeling I already know how this is going to go, but y'all tell me what you think. How do y'all feel things are going to go for Relli? And if you say yes, that you think Relli's going to do just fine, I want you to let me know in the comments why you think Relli's going to be okay. Libby22 SC girl says, come on. Danny in real life says, I believe he's going to crash out. Shadow Fox says, Scumby representing some of Diddy's victims, so now they look shady. Zahir says, what a wasted question. Hey, listen, you see, there's somebody in here, Zahir, 3% out of y'all that have voted that says they think things will go well for Relli. So I want to know why. The person who voted, you're not going to get shamed on this channel, all right? We have a great conversations here. So I want to know why you think things are going to go well for Relli. See, now there's 5% that think that he'll be fine. Young Bree says he's about to get smoked. Yes, they are having court today. Court starts in about 30 minutes. We've got actually a couple more topics we're going to get into. It will be very bad for Relli today, and to keep any civil case moving forward. I hope a fight don't break out. Oh man. Right Street said the state's finna object. ASAP Joe gonna overdo it. I think he's gonna be in front of the jury. So Joe knows how to handle himself when the jury's in there. When the jury's not, it's up. So here said the 5% is most likely trolling. I mean, the state is kind of admitted they're going to impeach him, and Joe objected yesterday. Joe did say yesterday, objection, Your Honor, they're impeaching the witness. And the state said, hey, why are you telling them that? We know we're impeaching him, okay? He messed up. He said he heard 3 shots. Then he said he heard 4 shots. Then he said, oh, I saw the video. Actually, I heard 2. He was on the stand. Yo, Relli was on the stand talking crazy. Relli got on the stand and was like, yeah, I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't scared. Did he have a gun? Yeah, it was a real gun. Were you worried about it? No. What's up, Les Cleaver? Oh, man. I think it will go. Okay, here we go. Shout out to Batty QB says, I think it will go well because the judge isn't going to let Tacopina do too much. Oh, I disagree. If you look at their opening statements, if you look how things have been going, this judge is like, do your job. I'm not worried about it. As long as you don't interrupt, the judge is back there cooling. And even a lot of the objections during Joe Tacopina's opening statements were overruled. And Joe he kept on rolling. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 objections that were sustained. Maybe, if I remember right. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think that's a bad take, though. We are already popping our popcorn to watch this guy get decimated. We were talking before you even got on. Yeah, I saw y'all in there. ASAP Hulk about to smash Relli. Dog said he stopped at Dunkin' Donuts for a brown bag and a pen to find the shell casing. Come on, bro. You ain't Nancy Drew. A lot of inconsistencies. I disagree. I think the judge is going to give the defense a flexible degree of latitude when questioning this guy. The judge has been really laid back. Just like that. Guys, I know you don't like each other, but let's get through this trial. Can't wait for the whooping to begin, says Les Cleaver. Oh man, Joe was ready to jump out the chair yesterday, but just kept leaning back and forward, getting the Birdman going on. Like, Well, you weren't scared, huh? We'll see about that. Relli is going to lie, and Joe is going to love it. Whoosh. Oh, man. I don't think he's going to have to do too much. Yeah, we already saw a lot of the inconsistencies during court yesterday. Smartest move for Rocky was to take it to trial. Did you notice how the state is now making sure to put on the record that Relli lied? They're covering their own ass, knowing the lawsuit is coming. Jacqueline Nichols says Relli is a lie and get caught with his emotional ass. Bruce Banner just got to keep it together. I'm telling you, Joe, masterful work. He'll be fine. We're at Classy Beats Bistro Manager Special of today. Fried ASAP Parasitic Weasel. Oh, man. Never thought we'll see a judge that takes more breaks than Glanville. Yeah, he was break. There was only supposed to be 1 break yesterday. Like, come on, man. We trying to get out here before 3:30. Golly. Relli must be in the Scooby-Doo gang finding that bullet. Wildest thing ever. All right, let me see what y'all are saying. We're still waiting for Law and Crime to start their feed. Again, I've got a couple other topics we can cover. Young Thug's going to be one of them. Let me see. Batty QB says, why was Love hated for the same behavior as Tacopina? I don't know. What behavior are you referring to? I haven't seen Joe act out or complain. So you'll have to be more specific there, Batty QB. Prosecution's trying to shine a light on Bruce Banner's roid addiction and make him lose his issue. Oh my gosh, the judge needs bathroom breaks. The judge had to change his depends. We are not going to disrespect Judge Colonel Sanders. All right. I'm trolling. I like hearing my name. Oh, shout out to Betty QB. Nope. I will not accept that. Miss Love was a liar and a snake. Oh man. Shout out to Miss Love. All right, here we go. Let's talk about Young Thug. So this is going to be a quick story. There's not much to it. Young Thug, he gets a win. Shout out to Judge Whitaker showing some love to Young Thug. He was trying to get back and forth to Atlanta. He was fighting to actually be able to get to his residence in Atlanta. It's not actually, he won't actually be able to get to his residence, but I'm going to update y'all on what's going on with Young Thug here. And shout out to, of course, the GOAT of Young Thug coverage, Thugger Daily, posted this and said Young Thug has been granted permission to travel through Atlanta for the purpose of using Atlanta International Airport and get to see the family. He asked for permission this morning and was granted 2 hours later. Judge Whitaker putting in work. What did Brian Steele say? Brian Steele said, Mr. Williams respectfully requests permission to travel through the metro Atlanta area for the purpose of traveling to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport for commercial air travel for business and other lawful purposes. Of course he has to say that, right? Mr. Williams seeks to travel as soon as Tuesday morning, January 28th, or in the days thereafter, if this honorable court grants permission to do so. Mr. Williams' probation officer, Kari Mock, has no objection to this request, wherefore Mr. Williams respectfully requests this honorable court to grant the above requested relief on this, the 20th day of January 2025. By Brian Steele, Judge Whitaker said, sure, why not? Order granting motion for permission to travel. Mr. Jeffrey Williams has filed a motion for permission to travel through the metro Atlanta area to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Based on the representations made therein, the court grants Mr. Williams' motion as requested to permit him to travel through the Atlanta metro area solely for the stated purpose and not only for the time necessary to effectuate that purpose. All right, so shout out to him. He's going to be able to move back and forth pretty easy. So ordered this, the 20th day of January, 2025. The Honorable Judge Paige Reese Whitaker. All right, so shout out to Judge Whitaker setting that man free. He's going to be able to travel through Atlanta, see the family. That's dope. Just a little bit of update there for y'all. Let me know what you think about that. Mr. Brown in here. What is this word y'all keep talking about? Mr. Brown said, Classy, it's impossible you pull all these hours and you get sleep. What is that? What is sleep? Y'all keep talking about this sleep thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we've got about 20 minutes until court starts, y'all. We've got another article in here as well. I want to get to. Let me see if I can find this one. This is going to be a good one because y'all were asking for a YNW Melly update and I lied. Who asked me about that? Mo? Was it Mo? I think Mo asked me about a YNW Melly update. Well, I lied. I have the YNW Melly update. My bad. So I definitely lied. I did not mean to. I forgot I had this ready. So anyway. YNW Melly is getting a very rare win. So there was some back and forth between the defense and the state, basically saying that they didn't want to give a reason why or let the defense know why they were investigating Raven Liberty. Raven Liberty is accused of doing some inappropriate things when it comes to communication between her and YNW Melly, enabling him so on and so forth. We won't get into the details of that. So what happened was Raven Liberty, she got an email from Apple saying, hey, by the way, Raven, just to let you know, Broward County is investigating your Apple account. And she was like, yeah, hold on. They didn't tell me. No, they just have this search warrant. And, they wanted to look and see what was going on with your text messages and your pictures and all that stuff. So now this comes to light. The defense says, Your Honor, we want to know what's going on with this search warrant, why this search warrant was issued, because YNW Melly needs to know what's going on. So if he decides he doesn't want to have us as counsel, he can make that decision, right? So now they were going back and forth and the judge said, all right, guys, you need to give the defense a reason why and tell them why you were investigating her. The state comes back and they're like, no. Judge Fiend, no, we will not be doing that. because this is an ongoing investigation. And if we let them know why, we give them the search warrant, it's going to ruin our investigation. So sorry, we're not going to do it. The judge said, that's fine. I'm ordering you. You have to do this. And so now it turns out the state says, Judge, they filed and said, Judge, we can't do it. We refuse to do it. We're not going to let that happen. I'm sorry. What does the judge say? So this was over on X. The judge says, Judge S. Martin, he filed an order with the Broward County clerk on Monday, January 27th, that denied that the state's protective order request requiring full disclosure of the search warrant to address potential attorney conflicts, deeming that YNW Melly's right to review the paramount over the state's interest of the search of his attorney Raven Liberty's iCloud account. The court reviewed both the redacted and unredacted versions of the Apple iCloud search warrant regarding attorney Raven Liberty, which was done, I think they said in camera, submitted by the state following a January 7, 2025 order. The court highlighted that the state has held the search warrant information for over a year and noted Liberty is neither arrested nor facing charges. Denying the state's motion for a protective order, Judge Martin S. Feen ruled that unredacted copies of the search warrant must be disclosed to all counsel by February 7th, 2025. So look at Melly getting the win. Very nice. He said, but also, oh, hold on a second. Dang, that scared me. But also, he says that the ASA and the state have 10 days to appeal. So are we going to see the state appeal in 10 days? Most likely. They clearly don't want to give up the search warrant. For what reason? We probably will never know. But let's go through this. So the live feed started for Law and Crime, but there isn't anything going on yet. So we're going to hang out here for a second and I'm going to go through this motion with y'all and then we'll get into the live coverage. All right. Check this out. What does Judge Feen say? He says this is an order denying the state's motion for protective order and order detailing in-camera review of the Apple iCloud search warrant. The court, having conducted an in-camera review of the Apple iCloud search warrant regarding attorney Raven Liberty, as well as the state's motion for protective order, makes the following findings of fact and conclusions of law. Here we go. On January 7th, this court ordered the state to produce a copy of the Apple iCloud search warrant regarding attorney Liberty, Raven Liberty, for an in-camera review. A copy of the order entered on January 7, 2025 is attached to and incorporated as a part of this order. On January 14th of 2025, the state produced a redacted and unredacted copy of the Apple iCloud search warrant regarding attorney Raven Liberty for an in-camera review. On January 14th, the state filed a motion for a protective order. After reviewing the redacted search warrant, unredacted search warrant, the state's motion for a protective order, including all the authorities cited therein, this court makes the following findings of fact and conclusions of law. 1. The search warrant was issued on December 13th of 2023. So they've had this search warrant for over 2 years. Well, we'll say a year and some change. And they didn't want to give it up. And they said, oh, Judge, we're having some time getting, this is crazy. The state has been in possession of the information produced as a result of the search warrant for over 1 year. The state moves this court to issue a protective order and argues the search warrant is a part of an ongoing active investigation. This court does not agree that the search warrant is a part of an ongoing active investigation. In support of this conclusion, this court notes FFS, and then they give all these numbers, which states criminal investigative information shall be considered active as long as it is related to an ongoing investigation which is continuing with a reasonable good faith anticipation of securing an arrest or prosecution in foreseeable future. So basically what they're saying here is that Raven Liberty, she's not going to be arrested and she's not going to be prosecuted. They're just looking just for fun, which is interesting. This court further notes that Attorney Liberty has not been arrested, nor is she the defendant in any pending prosecution, despite the fact that the state has been in possession of the information produced as a result of the search warrant for over 1 year. The court also notes that the state continues to seek the imposition of the death penalty against the defendant in the present case, which is huge. The sole purpose of this court's order on January 7th, compelling the state to disclose the search warrant, was to provide information to the defendant that he may choose to continue with his attorney liberty as counsel or choose to have his attorney liberty withdraw based on a conflict of interest, which he has the right to get more information about, right? This court finds that the defendants need to review a complete unredacted copy of the search warrant far outweighs any state's interest in limiting the full disclosure of the search warrant. Therefore, based on the foregoing, the state's motion for protective order is denied. Shout out to Melly. The state's request to limit the full disclosure of the search warrant is also denied. This court shall make unredacted full copies of the search warrant available to all counsel on Friday, February 7th, 2025, to allow the state to seek appellate relief from its order if they so choose. Okay. The state has the right to appeal this order within 10 days of a rendition of this order, done and ordered at Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Florida. This on the 27th day, January 2025. Judge Martin S. Fain with the win. I see y'all typing free Melly in the chat. This is going to be dope. Shout out to Melly for getting this win. Judge Fain it seems like a straight shooter. I don't know what's going on. I think Judge Glanville kind of ruined things for us. Can I say? Because the judge in this trial we're about to watch with ASAP Rocky, straight shooter. Judge Whitaker got in there, straight shooter. We got Judge Fiend in there, straight shooter. I mean, we've seen some pretty decent judges. So not only because they rule in favor of the defendants, but because it seems like they play things pretty fair. So it's nice to see, and it's a relief to see them not going on the prosecution side. Either way, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments and in the chat. Carmaine said they're going to peel that thing tomorrow. Yeah. I'm with you. I think they are as well. It looks like Law and Crime. We don't have anything yet. If y'all want me to put this Law and Crime stream up, I will. We actually might get into... We never finished the... I'm going to do this. Because I kind of skipped over this part of the trial just because there wasn't too much there. But I heard that I missed some things that were going on when the prosecution got the woman who made the 911 phone call on the stand. So we might go through and review some of that while we wait for court to get started. So let me do this. Let me update this headline, and then we'll see what's going on with this lady, what she was talking about. There he is. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat too. Also, I forgot to say this. Thank you to everybody who's liked the video so far, by the way. We've got over 1,100 of y'all in the building. Oh my gosh. And 380 of you have liked the video. If y'all could and you haven't yet, please make sure you like the video. Right? It's free and it helps the channel grow. So y'all take a second, like the video. Let me see. Want to make sure I didn't miss any of y'all's comments or super chat. I got Mr. Brown up in there with the 5 bomb. Appreciate you, sir. And y'all are saying Melly is already suing. It's a win for Melly. Hasn't talked to his family in 3 years. So sad, man. And he's been in jail. I think we did the math, a quarter of his life. What? Crazy. Shout out to KC in here because I'm gonna mess up your name. It says I cooked Buck's fiance in the last video. Yeah, I was showing all those people that are surrounding Jarvis Butts, and in that the Zaya Harris case, they got to go. Then we need to throw all of them under the jail. They're going to threaten Melly's girlfriend with some type of conspiracy to cover up a murder, and then she will proceed to grab the microphone and sing like Gladys Knight and the Pips. Oh gosh, I hope not. Yeah, she just thank you, Kiki, for liking the video. Yeah, we're gonna talk about her tomorrow probably. Forget the cake, but they made me do it. Let me see. Yeah, another channel said, why did only one person phone after the shots were fired? The cop said it is unusual. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get, so we're gonna run this back a little bit, back to day 2 while we're waiting on the court proceedings for today, and we're gonna see what this chick was talking about. I did a little bit of her testimony. It wasn't too much there other than she was in an apartment. She looked down and she saw some things going on. Maybe some guys were tussling, but I don't know. Maybe everybody was asleep. Maybe they get to sleep early. I don't know.
Before lunch, that the apartment you were in was closer or farther away from Selma, so closer to this side of the building, correct?
Yes, correct.
Up 7 stories high.
Yeah.
Now, you had described looking out. Were you on the balcony or were you looking out the window?
Both. I started out on the balcony, and then as things progressed, went inside to the windows.
So at the point where you saw the men walking down Argyle after the parking garage altercation, were you inside or outside of the apartment?
Outside.
And then when the men turned onto Selma, were you still inside or outside of the apartment?
We moved inside.
Okay. So at the point where you
she was smoking.
Saw the men arrive here at Selma and this is
crazy.
Del Mar, you were inside of your apartment.
Correct.
And what is the first thing that you recall seeing when you saw the men arrive at that intersection?
She was out there being nosy.
We're in this parking lot, and I couldn't hear anything, but it appeared that there was some kind of, I don't really know how to describe it. You could just tell that the vibe changed, and then they appeared to argue, and then there appeared to be a gun pulled, and then 2 shots fired. It appeared that someone fell down. There were some cars, so I didn't see what happened to that person, which is why I called 911. And then people ran off. Someone ran through the El Centro apartments, another scattered. And that at that point is kind of why I called.
I said nosy and stoned.
So I was like, I hope they're okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I'm going to kind of go step by step through what you just said. The first part of your statement that you said, the words you used were the vibe changed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was vibing.
There being an altercation. Did you see any physical contact between any of the 3 men?
No, it appeared to me that they were maybe exchanging words.
Okay. The man with how many of the men did you see produce guns?
1.
And what, if anything, did you see that man do?
I agree, DeAndre. I agree.
He appeared to be closer to the El Centro apartments, and it was more of like a jump back and pulled out a gun and then fired twice, or appeared to fire twice. And then everyone the people that I could see dispersed very quickly.
You keep referencing the El Centro apartments.
Yes.
Is it possible for you to point?
She said she's in the CIA.
On this exhibit where those apartments would be?
Y'all are wild.
These ones here.
Agent Diggory do.
Okay. So the direction that you're talking about that person taking on the street, can you kind of show us with the pointer on this exhibit?
It happened inside a parking lot, so this looks different to how it did when I lived there. So, but it appeared that they could access, ran through here towards Hollywood Boulevard.
Generally, are you saying though running away from Selma?
Yes.
Okay. And that the first person that you saw heading that direction was the man with the gun?
Yes. They kind of dispersed at the same time, and one went kind of through El Centro from what I could see, and the other one, you know, it happened very fast.
Okay. You said...
Did she say on the... I want to go back and listen to the phone call, and I'm going to do that on my own time. Did she say she heard gunshots or she saw gunshots? Because here she's saying she saw it, right? What did she say on the 911 phone call? Oh, let me run this back real quick. Hold on a second.
On this exhibit?
It happened inside a parking
Agent
lot,
Bobby.
So from this looks different to how it did when I lived there. So,
That's what I thought too. She said she heard it.
It appeared that they could access, like, ran through here towards Hollywood Boulevard.
Generally, are you saying though running away from Selma?
Yes.
Okay. And that the first person
Say,
you
are
saw
y'all with
in that
me?
direction was the man with the gun?
Yes. They kind of dispersed at the same time, and one went kind of through El Centro from what I could see, and the other one, you know, it happened very fast.
Okay. You said it appeared that the man with the gun discharged the gun twice, were your words, correct?
Yes.
What about the situation made you believe that he had discharged it?
The sound?
Could you actually hear two gunshots?
Yes.
Okay. The same time that
Did you
saw
see it?
that man with the gun doing that jumping motion that you talked about?
Yes.
But I thought on the phone call she said she didn't see it.
Okay.
Oh, this is confusing. Is it just me? It's probably just me. Y'all know I don't listen well.
With that, Your Honor, I'm going to mark my next exhibit, the DVD and the transcript.
The DVD this is the 911 call?
Yes.
All right, that was the People's Aid.
Enough with Crocodile Dundee lady. Oh God.
Transcript is 9.
Yeah, she said she heard, and then she's saying she saw. I mean, if you're up in that apartment where she was, how in the heck would she have seen that? She don't know what she's talking about, man. So he was shooting and doing jumping. He's like, he said, dance. I don't know what's going on. Did you see it or did you hear it? Which one?
Yes.
I'm confused. He said, dance, really? Yeah, this lady, I don't know what's going on with her testimony. Oh, that's a good question. Will Relli change his fit today? I don't know. Olivia Rose said, I stirred it. She seen it and she heard it. Oh, y'all are crazy. How is this? Is the sound good, by the way? He said, I stirred it.
Oh, we're missing one. We got it. Everybody's got a transcript?
That's his best outfit. Okay, sounds good. She says she saw flashes. Man, for real? Get this lady out of here. I'm gonna go back and find that 911 call. Come on, man. Are you serious? You don't gotta lie, lady. All right, the sound is good. He better not wear the same thing. Oh, no.
There's only one audio recording on this counter. I'm just going to play it all the way through.
It's gotta be louder.
It's loud, it does.
No, it's them like this is from. Oh, here we go.
In the apartment on the corner of Argyle and Selma in Hollywood. There's a bigger shooting.
Did you see it or you just heard it?
Yes. No, like we watched it.
Okay, what did you see?
There were 4 men.
Okay, so she said she watched it. She watched it happen, all right? So she did say she watched it. He said, did you see it or did you hear it? And she said, yes. She started. She seen it and she heard it. All right, so she did say she saw it. Y'all know I don't remember. I don't be remembering.
I live in the apartment on the corner of Argyle and Selma in Hollywood. And there's this bigger shooting.
Did you see it or you just heard it?
Yes. No, like we watched it.
Okay, what did you see?
There were 4 men, and they were kind of fighting as they were walking along Argyle, and then they turned left on Selma. So we heard yelling, and they started running, and they turned left into the back lot apartments for El Centro Apartments, and someone pulled out, the guy in the black sweatshirt pulled out a gun, and he shot, and I think the guy who shot was in blue.
That's all right. Let's focus on the guy with the handgun. Was he black, white, Asian?
He was black. They were all black.
Everyone put their clothes back there.
He was wearing a black. He was wearing black. A black hoodie.
All black.
I was on the 7th floor, so this is just what I can see from the picture.
Can you still know where you are, or do you know where he is?
No, they all ran away in different directions. 2 of them ran like towards the El Centro apartment.
Let's focus on the guy that had the handgun. You know which way he went?
I think he went to the left.
I knew he was. I saw all the.
Yeah. Three went towards Hollywood.
So I think he went to the left.
I really want to focus on the guy that had the handgun. You said had the handgun, and I want to know which way he went. If you could tell me everything, the direction of travel, did he go east, west, north, south, or what apartment?
I think he went north.
North? Okay.
I think he went north towards Wine, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's where we kind of ran inside the
Sorry. Okay. And do we know if anyone injured? Anyone found any medical assistance?
We're not sure. I saw someone go down, but there's a building in the way, so I'm not sure if they ran away.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name is Leah.
Leah. All right. And your phone number is
Well, they redacted her phone number. That's nice.
From where you are, where you can't see anything from down.
Rice Street was about to hit her up.
No, I'm on the 7th floor, so there's a building that kind of blocks it.
Okay. All right. No problem. I'll go ahead and I'll say
Sorry you couldn't get the digits, Rice Street. What's up, Freedom?
All right, this is Marty Brown in the call. Have you ever heard that call before?
No.
Is that no?
That's no.
In the call, you described 4 men, correct?
Correct.
Fair to say that the day of this incident, as you're talking to the 911 operator, your memory was better because you were observing it?
Yes.
Okay. The only other question I want to ask you to clarify is, in the call, you said...
Come on, Rice Street. You know you was hoping they would... Come on, Rice Street.
Boulevard, which... and I put People's One back up on the screen. From the parking lot that you're describing, where would the men have gone to go to Hollywood Boulevard?
I assume up the middle of the apartments. This was a very long time ago.
Okay, that's fair. But I just mean generally, it would be from the parking lot here towards the top of the page, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
You said you got the Timu wig. Oh, dang. Yo, let her live, man. Y'all are harsh.
Did you actually see the police arrive after you called 911?
Yes.
Did
I love
go
you,
down
Rice
and
Street.
speak to the police while they were there?
No, I said I didn't want to speak to them when they called me back.
Why was it that you didn't want to speak to police officers?
Because I absolutely did not want to be involved. I was only calling in case someone was hurt.
Yeah, she didn't want Trump to get her. She didn't want ICE over there. That's what it was. She got to sent back to Australia. Sent back down under.
The female voice that we hear on that call, do you recognize that to be you?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions for you.
Oh, look.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Mark Brown. You and I have never spoken to each other, right?
We have not.
In fact, yesterday, you refused to speak with the investigator from the defense, correct?
Correct.
All right. People's Exhibit number 7, which is right behind you. Where is your balcony in that picture there? Can you see it from there?
Here.
I'm just, okay. Of course. Sure. All right. You know what? Yeah, that's.
Dang, right street. The mics aren't loud enough. Y'all need me to turn it up?
7 people said.
Yeah, I think it's whatever law and crime is connected to is not a great audio source, but we'll make it work.
So you were up there when you observed what you described, correct?
Correct.
And you said the vibe changed at one point?
Yes.
You felt from up there that there was the vibe shift?
Yeah, they seem to move further away from one another.
Okay. And where did the person you said you thought a person went down, where did the person go down? Take your point.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
From where my balcony is, as you can see, there are some buildings.
Yeah.
So most of what happened was in further towards the center of the car park where there were no cars. When someone went down, they went near the cars, and that obscured my view.
Show us at that point where
y'all are hilarious, man.
Stuff happened before you.
So in the middle here, and then towards this kind of wall where the cars are parked as well. That kind of obscured a little bit at the end.
Just Barbara, just focus on that for a second. So it's your testimony that when you
thank you,
observed the
Susan.
7th floor balcony, all occurred inside the car park.
The last part, yeah.
Okay, the part where there was the scuffling, the sound of the gun.
Yes.
And 2 people, that was someone going down.
Yes.
That was inside the car park.
Yes.
Closer to the back wall of the car park where that tent is, that tent over there.
No, it was kind of in this area from what I could observe. It appeared to be
This area meaning what?
in the middle.
Middle of the car park.
Yes.
Just so the record's clear, she first indicated what looks like a blue tent.
Another shrimp on the Barbie.
That's what counsel was asking about. The witness then indicated further up, and she pointed the thing by a white pickup truck. Is that agreed, counsel?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. But right at that point,
Yes.
point that you want. So around here, we're talking about what you saw from the balcony here.
Directly in the middle of the area, and then I could see, we could see the tail end of the parked cars when it occurred. So that's what obscured the end when someone fell.
So they weren't over here on the street, right?
She said Relli scraped his knuckles.
From that vantage point, it could have appeared that street was part of it, but I thought it occurred in the car park. But again, I was on a 7th floor balcony.
Okay.
Y'all are wild, man.
Aside from that, by the way, who was with you? I heard no voice in there.
My ex-partner and my old roommate.
Oh, not the ex.
What's their names?
Do I have Joachim Unge, and then another friend of mine who does not want to be identified.
Okay, what was the first one? Sorry.
Joachim Unge. He's Swedish.
Yeah, she didn't want to name her ex. She didn't want to name the other person because ICE was going to be like, hey, open up. Where they at? Dang, what were y'all doing over there in West Hollywood? Come on now.
JOAKIM UNGE.
That's one individual?
Yes.
And there was a second one?
Yes.
And the second one?
She does not wish to
His
be
name
identified.
was Hector Ramirez. Oh, man.
Probably because she doesn't want to be doing what I'm doing right now.
By the way, we talked about it, and I heard on the 911 call, you said that there was a building that in part obstructed some of your view,
yes.
Right? Okay. Did anything else interfere with your ability to perceive that night?
Potentially.
Potentially what?
It was a Saturday evening.
Okay, what else happened on that Saturday evening that potentially would have impaired your ability to perceive?
Oh, man.
So we were watching movies, and I had had a hit of the joint.
You had what?
I had a hit of the joint.
So, you had used a joint and marijuana?
Yeah.
You used marijuana that night before observing what you saw, right?
Very lightly.
Very lightly, okay.
So you were high. Nice.
Did you tell that to the police that night when they called you back?
No, I just said I didn't want to speak to police.
Okay.
Of course she didn't tell them that.
And I think you said on that 911 call, we just heard it, so I don't want to replay it for you, but the apartment you were at the time was up on the 7th floor, right? I had that right, 7th floor?
Yes.
Okay. And it was on the corner of Argyle and Selma?
Yeah.
And let's put up People's One. Can I do that for me?
It looks like it's working down here. This is not past dispersion.
There we go.
Very well good.
We get more, yeah. You did it. So that's
Freedom says, did she voluntarily become a witness, like running outside after the fact, say what she saw? Nah, they're like, hey, you're the lady that called 911. Yeah, we need to talk to you. That's what happened. No, you're good, Jacqueline. I'm just messing with you. You're good, Jacqueline. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, this was from Tuesday.
So, before hearing what you believed to be a gunshot or two gunshots, you saw people fighting in the street.
Having an altercation, yes. But I did say that
yes, she called
it was
911.
obscured by the top of the car park's roof.
Okay. As a matter of fact, what you just said on that 911 call was that there were four men and they were kind of fighting as they were walking along Argyle, and then they turned the fuck themselves, correct?
Yes, correct.
And that was at the time.
Yes, it had just happened.
Right, so your recollection obviously would have been much better than
yes.
today.
I have not, the first I've heard of this again was literally a week and a half ago, so you can excuse me for being a little shady on the details.
Oh, no, that's just normal, right? I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, it's almost 4 years later.
Yeah.
But, what you said
She being so defensive.
One call would have been
yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's your ability.
Yes.
Despite whatever.
Just tell the truth, lady.
You said those four men were kind of fighting, walking along Argyle. They turned left onto Selma. After that happened, you saw these people turn left onto Selma Avenue, right?
Yes.
And at that time, you heard yelling, according to your 911 call, right?
Okay.
And then you saw people starting to run, according to the 911, correct?
Yes, correct.
And according to your 911 call, Only after you heard the yelling and saw people start to run, you saw what you believed being done, correct?
Correct.
And you told the police that after seeing someone pull out the gun, he shot him.
Yes, correct.
And to be clear, that happened after the people turned left from Selma Ave.
Correct.
And the street they turned left onto before you heard the shot was Vista Del Mar.
I wasn't sure what the street name was. I just knew that there was like a car park there. But yes, if according to that map, yes.
Assuming that map is right.
Correct.
Right, okay. Obviously, from your 7-4 balcony, you didn't see a bullet or anything come out of that gun, right? You just heard a sound.
I saw flashes.
Okay.
But I heard shots, I saw flashes, but I obviously can't see from that.
Correct. And obviously
that's interesting because we didn't see any flashes on the video. Did y'all see flashes? We've seen the video before of the alleged shooting. I didn't see any flashes. You know, she was
anyone get hit in particular?
super high.
I saw someone go down. I didn't know if they'd been hit or not, and that's why I called 911.
I don't remember seeing any flashes.
And you didn't know, and by the way, I think you said on direct here today, your testimony today, and again, I know it was several years later, it appeared someone may have had a gun involved, but you're not sure because you were on the 7th floor. You recall saying that this morning, in your direct testimony?
Was that when you were when they were talking about underneath the parking structure, or in the actual open? Because if we're talking about when there was the altercation on Argyle, then I couldn't have been sure because it was under a roof and I was on the 7th floor. Yep. But when it was in the car park, it appeared to be a gun. Because otherwise, why would it make noise and flash?
Okay. Now, your testimony that you saw someone going down with an incident.
Oh, I'm so
your
sorry.
testimony that you saw someone going down.
Yes.
All right. And according to you, you think the person who was shot was wearing blue clothing.
I said that in the 911 call. As of this moment, I do not recall.
No, yes. I know you'd be good in this walk around, right? No one suggested you should, as you sit here today, remember exactly what you saw back in the room.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess because she's nervous. I don't know why she's tripping over herself. Just say what happened. Just tell the truth. You're not on trial here, lady. But again, I don't know what she got going on, so I can understand her being nervous, especially since she was smoking.
I'm basing my questions and your answer on your 911 call, okay?
Okay, perfect.
So what's in that 911 call is really what we should be relying on, right? Yes.
Your Honor, that's in the textbook system.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Is there anything in your 911 call in which to correct today?
No, there's not. I have been as accurate as possible with the time that has passed. I'm just here to give testimony and then leave, hopefully. Yes.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Anyway, according to your 911 call, you thought that person who was shot was wearing blue clothing, right?
According to my 911 call, yes.
And then you said, believe all the people ran in different directions.
According to my 911 call, yes.
And you can't be sure, I guess, the direction you believe the person with the gun went, right?
According to the 911 call, yes.
At one point in your 911 call, you said you weren't even sure if the people ran away, right?
Correct.
And then when did they call you back? Is that what happened?
They did call me back, yes.
Okay. And basically there were officers at the scene at that point already?
I can't recall if the officers were already at the scene, but I do know that they were on their way.
Okay. And that's when the
What's up, Demetrius?
asked if you would meet the officers?
Yes.
And you declined?
Yes,
right?
correct.
All right, thank you. Martin Brown, no further questions.
Thank you.
Mr. Zolnick? No further questions. All right, Mr. Martin Brown, thank you for coming in. You are excused.
All right, she was excused, and then we know who came up after that. Oh, Relli. So with that, we are still waiting on court to start. Of course, they're running late. No surprise there. Right, y'all are killing that lady in the chat, man. She was up there high. She said somebody was wearing blue. What? I don't know why she. Listen, she tried to help out the police. Of course, she didn't want to give up her roommate. Her roommate probably told her, "Hey, don't mention my name when you go to court." But he was acting tough when he was leaving court, being called a snitch. Did y'all see that? I gotta find that. I saw somebody posted that about Relli being called a snitch. That was pretty funny. I want to ask the chat too while we're in here and while we're waiting. Do y'all think Relli is a snitch? Freedom said Relli low-key had a crush on Rocky. Hey, yo. I was kind of looking that way. Is Relli a snitch? Yes. Yep. Yeah. ASAP Telly. Yes. Yes, he is a snitch and a snake. Big snitch. An extortionist, not a snitch. He said, you wouldn't snitch if you got shot. That sounds kind of snitchy to me. Yes. He's a snitch. Yes. Yes. Y'all are saying yes. For sure. I think he is an extortionist. Yes. Money grab snitch. He sold out his friend. He said it himself. His whole motive was a bag. Who takes pictures of bullets and because someone won't text back, you snitch. Relli is a trash friend. Oh, man. Y'all aren't going to like my take on this then. Dang. He just wants money. As long as Rocky was paying, they were cool. You shoot me, I'm snitching then, I guess. He's Judas. He said it himself in the text messages. He's a bitter baby mom. Without the kid. Dang. He's an extortion snitch, says Rice Street. Yes, he's a snitch. Dang, y'all, I disagree. I disagree. Dang, y'all are gonna kill me for this take. I said this before when we were covering the YSL trial and we were talking about Woody. And I said, here's why Woody is a snitch. Woody's a snitch because he was involved. He did some things he wasn't supposed to do. And he willingly went to the police and was like, oh yeah, he was involved. He was over here. He was there while he was actively involved in the alleged crime. Right. So that's why I will always and forever say Woody is a snitch. It's interesting to see. Well, I'm not going to go into that. But in this case, if what Relli says is true, Relli wasn't involved in a crime. They weren't going to rob a store and then something popped off and he got shot. Or they weren't planning on doing something and something happened and they tried to get him to tell on Rocky. No, what Relli is alleging is that he is a victim of a crime. They weren't involved in something. They weren't committing criminal activity together, and Relli's telling to get himself out of something. He's just saying, man, I was walking down the street. This dude walked up to me with a gun. I grabbed him. He pulled it out. He fired some shots and I got shot. So I personally, by my own definition, don't see how this is snitching. Because he was just allegedly an innocent bystander. He was just walking down the street. Now, if he were involved and they were doing something, then he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, so I don't have to get in trouble. Rice Street saying snitching means telling, period. I disagree. Rice Street, Listen, me and Rice Street are cool. If Rice Street comes up to my car because I said something he didn't like in the chat and bust out my window, Rice Street, I'm calling the police. What did I do? I was just sitting in my car. You came up and busted my window? Dang, man, I know you were mad about what I said in the chat, but why? I was just sitting in my car. I am calling the police. And they gonna get you. That is not snitching to me. Now, if me and Rice Street are in the chat, and then Rice Street's like, hey, I see this car sitting across the street every day. I see a laptop sitting in the passenger seat. Let's go over there. Let's see what's going on. I say, all right. We go over there, we bust the window. Rice Street grabs the computer, we run off. Then someone else calls the police and they say, hey, I saw these two guys over there. And it looks like they busted in the window. And they pull us in for questioning. They question Rice Street. Rice Street's like, hey, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what they're talking about. It wasn't me. And I get in there and I say, yeah, I was there. Rice Street talked me into it. He was there. He busted the window. And it was his idea. It was all his idea. He said we should do it. We were going to make money off of the computer. It was Rice Street. That is snitching. In this case, I don't think Relli is a snitch. ASAP Rocky knows good and well. He should not have been walking up to this dude on the street, texting him, saying that we up or it's up. Having a prop gun, a real gun, a water gun. Walking by this guy saying, you a pussy. And getting in a confrontation with him. Nah. No. Nope. Shouldn't have never happened. I'll read what y'all said in a second. Y'all are saying court is in session. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me know what y'all think about that tape. Is it? Because out of all the things Relli is, I personally do not think he's a snitch. You pop off, you got to go.
20 minutes, right?
Here we go.
But you were asking me with us.
Let's run it back. Skip ahead a little bit. Crime's trying to fix their camera.
You got to explain one. Yeah. Sure. Remember when you came back to the scene on November 6, 2021? Yeah. Like an hour later or whatever that time was, right?
You gotta explain talking too fast. You gotta explain what you mean. Like, you're talking about the actual shooting when I went back.
Did you go back to the scene after the incident on November?
I sure did.
Oh, you sure did. And within a minute of returning to this, how many times did you go back to the scene?
Once.
Okay. Within a minute of returning to the scene, you located the shell casings, correct?
No, not within a minute. I had to take a little while to look for it.
So you testified yesterday within a minute or two, correct?
I did not testify. Well, I said within a minute or two, but it took some time. It's not plural, but you know what I'm saying?
No, you said within a minute or two. You know what I mean, a minute or two?
I mean,
he said 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes. Was that right? 2 to 3 minutes?
2 to 3 minutes.
That was the testimony yesterday.
Thank you, Ron. 2 to 3 minutes, right?
I mean, it happened 3 years ago. You asked me 3 years later.
No, they asked you that yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, what you're asking now, everything is videotaped and timestamped, so.
Well, there was a videotape you saw yesterday, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Anyway, you said yesterday you found those showcases within 2 to 3 minutes of returning to the scene. Did you have a flashlight on you when you returned?
No.
No flashlight.
I used the flashlight on my phone.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know that there were 7 cops there.
That would be a flashlight.
There, correct?
Well, how would I know that?
No one told you that?
No, nobody told me that.
Now, just to clear up one thing, you were asked by the judge, I think it was 2 days ago, if you would meet with the defense attorneys to have an interview, correct? And you said no.
Yeah.
Okay. And you understand that's different. Yes, you and I had a meeting, so to speak, at preliminary hearing when you testified like this, right?
Correct.
That was in 2023.
I believe so.
Yeah. There was a judge and prosecutors and it was like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you were asked to meet with us to do an interview, sitting down with just the defense attorneys, and you said, correct?
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're here with your lawyers today, right?
Yes.
The lawyers for your civil case.
Yes.
Dang, law and
And
crime,
you've
get
been
it
here with them
together.
every single day, correct?
Correct.
You've met many times with law enforcement over the last several years.
I wouldn't say I met with them many times. They called me. I met when I don't remember. It's been 3 years.
Well, when's the last time you met with the prosecutors here?
When I flew in.
What was that?
Probably like 2 years ago.
Okay. So before your testimony, obviously.
Yeah.
And what about your private attorneys? You met with them to prepare for your testimony?
I didn't need to prepare.
You didn't need to prepare?
No.
So you didn't meet your private attorneys at all to discuss your testimony?
I don't need to.
I understand you don't need to. My question was different.
Cause for yes, sir.
Oh, wait, say the question again, please.
You did not meet with your private attorneys who flew here with you in preparation for your testimony?
No, they just here to support me. I don't need to prep. I don't need to prep.
It's not responsive. Everything after no is true.
Okay. Now, yeah.
This boy saying he didn't meet with his attorneys before he got on the stand. Oh,
yesterday, you testified that before the shooting, you had nothing but love for Rocky, right?
Correct.
And you said that if you said the word fuck to Rocky, it was with love, right?
I don't know what you mean by that. You gotta explain again.
No, I don't. I'll tell you your testimony. Go ahead. Take a look at the screen.
Text messages, I always still, like, how you say it, like, compliment you, don't pick them up for the success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad. Okay. But then the same text messages, like, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense like love, and I don't know, you know, but I never really got a response to that.
Okay, that was your testimony yesterday, right?
Yeah, but you can bring up the actual text message I'm talking about. We ain't got to go back and forth.
All right, hold on. When anybody asks you a question, you lawyers, just answer the question. Don't volunteer something. If they want to flesh it out more, Mr. Lewin might want to do it, Mr. Tacopina might want to do it, then it's okay. But if you're asked a yes or no question,
I tried to tell y'all.
Just the answer is either yes, no, I don't remember, or I don't know. Don't volunteer anything, all right?
Can you say that again?
Say yes?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, did you hear your testimony?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And when you said, if I said fuck you, it was with love, right? That's what you said.
I don't get what you're saying. Sorry.
What did you hear yourself just say?
I don't get what you're saying.
Here's my question. Here it comes. What did you hear yourself just say?
But what are you getting at? I don't get what you're saying.
Don't worry about what I'm getting at.
But explain it again. I'm getting confused. I'm getting confused.
Just listen. He's asking you, did you hear your testimony?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? He's just asking you.
Did I say it? Did I say, I don't know, can you explain the question?
Play it again.
Play it again.
No, I don't want to text message question.
Listen to this again.
I know text messages, I always still, like, how you say it, like, compliment you, don't pick them up for the success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad. Okay. But then the same text messages, like, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you.
to ask you questions about what you said that you just saw.
Was that truthful testimony?
Truthful, can you explain the question again?
Oh my God, why?
You just see yourself.
No, but you're not explaining the question.
Here's my question.
I see myself, but you're not explaining. So what I'm supposed to say is
Just
yes or no
listen.
to.
Just listen. Did you
It's
see
not
yourself?
simple.
Did you see yourself?
I see myself.
Did you hear yourself?
I heard myself.
Was that truthful?
What's truthful?
What you just said.
That I love him or like we was cool? I don't know what you mean. I said a lot of things.
The part that you said, if I said, fuck you, it was sort of wishy-washy with love, you know? That part.
Okay, that's true.
True?
Yeah.
In fact, on September 18th, 2021, at 8:19 a.m., you text Rocky, fuck everything about you, fake ass gay nigga. Right?
Of course not.
Of course not? Okay. I'm going to show you a text message now.
This dude is
Take a look at
lying.
that one.
I hope y'all understand he's lying on the stand.
What is it exhibit?
Yes.
And
Relli
hold on. This is defense C. C is in charge.
September 18th, 2021, 8:19 a.m. No matter how much the nigga tried, you not charging, I think they're changing. Fuck everything about you, you fake ass nigga. I dead hate you. Sucker ass guy nigga, then you change guy again.
It's 3 times.
You remember sending that message?
Bro, this is in 21.
I understand. Everything we're talking about here today is in 21. Every text message he showed you yesterday was in 21.
Yeah, but you asking me now, do I remember? You're not showing me nothing else that came into the text message, so I probably did write that. Is that for me?
That's for me.
Okay, that's cool.
That's cool. Okay. So was that wishy-washy with love when you wrote that?
I mean, you're not showing me the rest of the conversation, so I can't really...
Was that wishy-washy with love?
Yes.
That was wishy.
Yes.
Sucker ass gay nigga.
Yes.
That was with love.
Yes.
By the way, before we start talking about the events surrounding November 6th, 2021, which we will talk about, Mr. Efron.
Can you pull up the rest of the text message?
Mr. Efron, here's what we're going to do. I'll ask the questions. You're going to answer them. Okay, if you can. Before we talk about the events of November 6th, 2021, which you spent 2 days testifying about, I'd like to talk a little bit about you and some of the things you testified to. Money is particularly important to you, Mr. Efron, correct?
No.
It's not important to you.
I mean, you need it, but no.
Okay. In November 2021, you told people that you were a millionaire, correct?
What?
You do not understand my question.
I don't understand this. Yes, no, I don't know.
Which you got all 3 in there. Yes, no, I
I'm
don't.
talking about 21. I told somebody I do so much stuff. I don't know what's the contents of what you're talking about.
Okay, you know a guy named Wally?
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 Okay, so what? I'd probably say yes or no. I don't care. Like, what do you want to say?
You probably said yes, no, I don't care. That's your answer?
What is me being the... I don't get it, but no. Yes, no.
Yo, y'all look at this judge. He's up there shaking his head. Yo, the judge is like, oh, God dang. Tried to help you, brother, but you about to get locked up.
Which you got all 3 in there.
Watch the
Yes,
judge.
no, I
I'm
don't.
talking about 21. I told somebody I do so much stuff. I don't know what's the contents of what you're talking about.
Okay, you know a guy named Wally?
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 Okay, so what? I'd probably say yes or no. I don't care. Like, what do you want to say?
You probably said yes, no, I don't care. That's your answer?
What is me being the... I don't get it, but no. Yes, no, I don't know.
Pick one. Pick one for the jury. Anyway.
I don't know. It's been so long. I can tell people whatever I want. If I'm a millionaire, not a millionaire, like what? I'm not a millionaire, but what's that got to do with this case?
Efron, just answer the question. He asked you a yes or no question. He asked the question.
But I don't want to get those right wrong. I don't know what is he.
Listen to the question, and the answer is either going to be yes, no, or I don't know. I don't know. Ask the question.
In November 2021, did you tell Wally, to Jimmy, you know who he is, right? The IT guy?
Okay, yeah.
No. Did you tell him that you were a millionaire?
You gotta show me the. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Jeez.
Go ask another question.
It's important to you that you portray a very
Crashing
lavish
out bad.
lifestyle of extreme wealth, right, Mr. Efron?
No.
It's not. Okay. You told this jury yesterday that after this incident, you don't have a social media presence anymore.
That misstates the testimony.
Yeah, no.
You don't have social media presence anymore.
No, I don't.
Your username on Instagram is Relli Balls, right?
That is.
And on your Instagram profile is a featured story you call Lifestyle, right?
It is.
All right.
Wait, would you repeat the name is Relli what?
Relli Boss.
Boss.
Boss. Like you are, boss.
My lifestyle has nothing to do with this man.
Don't volunteer anything. Just answer the questions.
This is
And
bad.
under the lifestyle features,
Goodness.
the cover photo of the lifestyle feature in your Instagram is a thumbnail image of a private jet, right?
I think that was the jet I was on with Jabari, but yeah.
Okay.
He's sweating.
Again, going back to this because you just told this jury that portraying a lavish lifestyle of extreme wealth is not important to you.
I mean, it's not. There's so much other important things in life, but I mean, you need money.
Okay. There is on that lifestyle portion of your Instagram is several photos. Let me show you a few. One is the fence above now.
The next in order?
Yeah.
D is in David.
D. That's something you posted, right? You put it up.
Well, what is it?
Okay. It's a photo from his Instagram lifestyle. It's one of the 7.
Dated when?
Dated December, we'll get to the case, don't you worry, Mr. Pepperoni. December 29th, 2022. That's you posting a private jacket, right?
Okay.
Okay. And what you wrote there, if it ain't about money, ain't liking you.
No, it says Lincoln.
Ain't Lincoln?
Linkin.
Why okay?
Yeah. Like, why don't you show my Instagram? I'm already getting death threats. People threatening my daughter. Like, what's going on here?
Who gave you that, Mr. Efron?
The whole world.
The world threatened you? The whole world gave you
Because
that?
of what you're saying.
Because I'm asking you a question on your Instagram.
Because you're saying I'm extortionist and all of this, and you're putting my whole life on.
Nobody,
This is getting really annoying.
no one is calling you an extortionist.
You're going to get. What does this have to
Mr.
do
Efron,
with the
you're going to
kids?
get through a lot faster if you just answer the questions. If somebody asks an improper question, I won't allow it to go forward. If you're being asked a question that's lawful in a courtroom, just answer it. Even if it makes you mad, even if you don't see the point of it, just answer the questions as truthfully as you can, regardless of who asked. Please do that, okay? Yes?
Yes.
So what did you mean by if it ain't about money, I ain't linking you? What does that mean?
I don't know. It's a phrase.
And what did you mean by it? You posted it. What does it mean?
Nothing.
How about this next one? This is defense E.
E is in Edward.
E is in Edward. From your Instagram lifestyle. That's you, sir, in a Mercedes with the caption, "More funds is the focus right now." And that's June 5th, 2023.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Mr. Efron. I'll answer your question. I'm not saying anything's wrong.
Okay, what's up?
What do you mean by that? More funds to focus right now.
I mean, trying to get successful. Like, what do you mean? I do private equity, I do a lot of things, but I don't understand these questions. Why am I answering questions about my Instagram?
Well, you talked a lot about your lifestyle yesterday, about your business, and right now you mentioned private equity, which we'll get to, and how you earned your money, right? We're talking about that. So you just said you're creating a lavish lifestyle is not important to you. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about some of the postings on your Instagram, like this next one.
But Instagram is a place of, like, I don't see how you basing me as a person off my Instagram.
Okay. Let's take a 10-minute break.
You talking about my Instagram?
Let's take.
I love when the lawyers agree with me. Shout out to Metro EV Charge LLC, the Honorable Attorney Metro EV Charge LLC said, "You predicted this. You were right. ASAP will walk. This guy is an idiot. He's sensitive. Also sensitive. The video I dropped this morning, what was the headline? Text me back. Why won't he text me back? His public Instagram. Why you put my Instagram up there? My life is in danger because you are putting this in front of the whole world. People are threatening my daughter because of what I posted on Instagram that you're putting in front of the camera. Rocky wouldn't text me back. He wouldn't text me back. Classy told y'all he was gonna crash out. Man, this is one of the worst crash outs I've seen. They're going on a 10-minute break. I don't know if he's going to make it. But on a serious note, and let me go to the poll before I say this. I asked, and 551 of y'all responded, will things go well for Relli during cross-examination? Well, 87% of you said no, and you would be right. 13% of you said yes, and you would be wrong. Oh, he can't walk out. He can't walk off the stand. He gotta go sit his butt right back there or he'll be in jail. When it comes to Relli and why he would lie about this, I don't know. So y'all have to tell me. Let's have the conversation. When it comes to him saying he was not prepped before trial.
Stop the cap.
Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe this man had 0 conversations with his attorney before he got on the stand? Now, I'll have to let the lawyers let me know how significant that part of it is, but he didn't double down. He tripled down. And he was asked multiple times. So you weren't prepped? No. I don't need to be prepped. Can you answer the question? Were you prepped? No, I don't need to be prepped. The judge says, Mr. Efron, when you're asked a question, can you please just answer the question? I answered the question. Okay. What was your answer? My answer was no. Okay, no. He said he did not have conversations with his attorney. He was not prepped. What? That's got to be an issue. You can't say on the stand that something didn't happen that happened. I find that extremely hard to believe that his lawyer's like, oh, okay, good luck today. You got some water? You need some smart water? Yeah, we're good. You got this, man. Just tell the truth. No. No way. Judge giving him time to talk to his civil attorneys in order to help him. Prosecutor can't talk to him because he's on the stand. Judge trying to help him. Yikes. What do we need a break for, man? Let's keep it going. I want to go back to the snitch conversation soon in a second. What happened to the stream? We are on a break. Why did the judge bail him out? It was about to get ugly. It was about to get ugly. He wants to look like the tough guy, even though he's not. What did he say? He said they're threatening my family. He a tall-sized Timu Woody. We ain't even at the text messages yet. ASAP Bitter gonna start crying when those get shown. Like, you trying to paint me as an extortionist. Man, nobody said that, man. Just answer the questions. What do y'all think? What do y'all think the jury is thinking in this instance? Because the jury's got to be like, oh, bro, we just saw you yesterday and you were cool. Why are you being so defensive? Nobody said you were an extortionist. Why are you saying that? No, Teo, he ain't getting no credit. I give him credit for Ready to Fight Joe. Nah, nope. He has one job. Get on the stand and tell the truth. When you run into issues like this, tend to think you're not doing that. It's 2 o'clock already. I call out today and now time is flying. Yeah, you know that's how it goes. I knew ASAP Royd wasn't going to have to push too hard. I tried to warn y'all. It's over. Mistrial. No, I don't. He's good. Oh, man. I just wanted to be loved by Rocky. He didn't want to love me. Aww. Be careful what you wish for when you don't care how you're willing to get it. Relli wanted 30 M's and he got it, just not in dollars. Now 30 million people know he's a liar and won't work with him. Wow. R is for repair. Sheesh. He said he's just panicking. Think he's hiding something. What happens if he continues this behavior? The judge is going to tell him to chill out. The jury has a tough decision, actually. He is in extortion time. He's on extortion time, but Rocky did have the gun. Yep. Clear as day, and they're not denying that. What if he says he's done? What happens? He can't. He's going to go straight to jail. This is why Rocky didn't take the plea. He knows this dude personally and he couldn't handle himself on the stand. Why are you so defensive? I don't know why he's so I don't know why he's being so defensive. No, I mean, for the defense, he's already hostile. So the only time you can treat a witness as hostile if it's your witness. So no, if you're, I mean, it's already considered a hostile environment. Has anyone found the prop gun or prop gun? Nope. ASAP's Bitter, gonna say something to ruin his life. It really needs to chill. Really was. Hey, yo, this is great. I can't believe, we gotta go back. We gotta go back, man. I cannot believe this just happened.
Law enforcement over the last several years.
He popped off.
I want to say I met with them many times. They called me, probably met when, I don't remember, it's been 3 years.
Well, when's the last time you met with the prosecutors here?
When I flew in.
What was that?
Probably like 2-3 years ago.
Okay. So before your testimony, obviously.
Yeah.
And what about your private attorneys? You met with them to prepare for your testimony?
I didn't need to prepare.
You didn't need to prepare?
No.
Okay. So you didn't meet your private attorneys at all to discuss your testimony?
I don't need to.
I understand you don't need to. My question was different.
Cause for yes, sir.
Oh. Wait, say the question again, please.
You did not meet with your private attorneys who flew here with you in preparation for your testimony?
No, they just here to support me.
There is no way. Did y'all hear what he said? I'm getting stuck on this because there's no way this is true. Joe said you did not meet with your attorneys before coming here, before getting on the stand. And he said no. What? How?
I understand you don't meet. My question was different.
Cause for yes, sir.
Oh.
Wait, listen.
Question again, please. You did not meet with your private attorneys who flew here with you in preparation for your testimony.
No, they just said
How?
Here with you in preparation for your testimony.
no, they just said to support me. But I don't need the prep. I don't need the prep.
It's not responsive. Everything after no, sir.
Okay.
Why would he say that?
Now, yesterday, you testified that before the shooting, you had nothing but love for Rocky, right?
Correct.
And you said that if you said the word fuck to Rocky, it was with love, right?
I don't know what you mean by that. You gotta explain again.
No, I don't. I'll tell you your testimony. Go ahead. Take a look at the screen.
Text messages, I always still, like, how you say it, like, I'm gonna pick them up for the success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad.
Okay.
But then the same text messages, like, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense, like, love, like, I don't have to, you know, but I never really got a response to that.
Okay. That was your testimony yesterday.
Yeah, but you can bring up the actual text message that I'm talking about. We ain't got to go back and forth.
All right, hold on. When anybody
This
asks
is
you a
crazy.
question, you lawyers, just answer the question. Don't volunteer something.
Yeah, shut up. Michi is in the building. Dropped the 5-bomb, said, give it up for ASAP Telly, who is a doofus. How do you start this mess and can't stand on it? This dude is weak. God dang. I just can't believe he's up here lying like this. This is...
If they want to flesh it out more, Mr. Lewin might want to do it, Mr. Tacopina might want to do it, then it's okay. But if you're asked a yes or no question, just the answer is either yes, no, I don't remember, or I don't know. Don't volunteer anything, all right?
Can you say that again?
Say yes?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, did you hear your testimony?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And when you said, if I said fuck you, it was with love, right? That's what you said.
I don't get what you're saying. Sorry.
What did you hear yourself just say?
I don't get what you're saying.
Here's my question. Here it comes. What did you hear yourself just say?
But what are you getting at? I don't get what you're saying.
Don't worry about what I'm getting at.
But explain it again. I'm getting confused. I'm getting what he's
Just
saying.
listen. He's asking you, did you hear your testimony?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? He's just asking you.
Did I say it? Did I say, I don't know. Can you explain the question?
Play it again.
Play it again.
Explain the
No,
question.
I'm asking this question.
Listen to this again.
I know text messages. I always still, like, how you say it, like, complimented them, pick them up for the success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad.
Okay.
But then the same text messages, like, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense, like, love, like, I don't have to, you know, but I never really got a response to that.
He just wants to ask you questions about what you said that you just saw.
Okay.
Was that truthful testimony?
Truthful, can you explain the question again? I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, I know it's
Did you just see yourself?
No, but you're not explaining the question.
Here's my question.
I see myself, but you're not explaining. So what I'm supposed to say is yes or no to.
Look, just listen. Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself?
I see myself.
Did you hear yourself?
I heard myself.
Was that truthful?
What's truthful?
What you just said.
That I love him, or like we was cool? I don't know what you mean. I said a lot of things.
The part that you said, if I said, fuck you, it was sort of wishy-washy with love, you know? That part.
Okay, that's true.
True?
Yeah.
In fact, on September 18th, 2021, at 8:19 a.m., you text Rocky.
Y'all pray for that man. We're back. Here we go. Hold on.
$2,000 on November 8th.
Back with the whooping. Oh my God. Y'all say a prayer for Relli. He's getting whooped. There you go.
Steph, I'm going to show you one more photo from your lifestyle. Just one more.
Is this another exhibit?
It is one. For 8 guys. And it's a fence what?
The next one is going to be Ephes and Frank.
Ephes and Frank. Yeah, okay. So that's an image of you showing a yellow Range Rover with the caption "Big Photo Album," correct?
Can we have the date?
Yeah. 10.
Wait,
you know what I put?
Hold on.
Can I just say one thing?
No, wait, stop. You might ask him if he recognizes it. Establish the foundation.
Do you recognize that photo?
Yes.
Okay. You recognize the car?
Yes.
Okay. And does that car belong to your girlfriend, Lydia Parker?
Belongs to me.
It belongs to you?
Yes.
Not Lydia?
Belongs to me.
Okay, you take that down. Now, Lydia Parker is your girlfriend, correct?
Yes.
And Lydia Parker is the same Lydia Parker who zelled you $2,000 on November 8th, 2021, 2 days after you incident, correct?
Objection, relevant order.
I don't recall. You don't recall? Okay. We could show you. We have,
They're going to show the witness something.
Okay.
They have to refresh his recollection by not doing it in front of the jury.
You have a photo?
I do. We do.
Go ahead and show us
Sure.
at the and there's no need for any counsel to ask whether it's okay to approach the witness stand. It's okay for anybody, all counsel to approach the witness stand.
Embarrassing.
Okay, you ready? So, does that refresh your recollection that Lydia Parker, your girlfriend, zelled you $2,000 on November 8th, 2021?
I guess so, yes.
Come on, Relli.
Now, that's not the only time Lydia Parker gave you money, correct?
Objection 352.
Stay. One second.
Well, specifically, did Lydia Parker give you $24,000 in cash?
No, didn't you just?
I just said when?
October 2021.
Objection 352.
Yeah, that predates the incident. The objection sustained.
Okay.
On to something else unrelated to Mr. S5E giving any money.
Okay. Now, you told the jury that you were making money in 2021, that it was a height of your music career, right?
I wouldn't say that what I was doing as far as like music, like getting label meetings and doing shit like that. Can you say the question again, please?
You told the jury yesterday that you were making money in 2021, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And that you said it was the height of your music career.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Around the same period of time, in September 2021, you personally had about $4,000 in your bank account, correct?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I have multiple bank accounts.
Okay. What was your primary bank account? I don't want the numbers, sir.
What bank? He's asked where was your money? Which bank?
I don't know. I have a lot. I don't want to say I don't know. I have a lot of banks. Primary, I have a lot of primary.
You have a lot of banks.
Yeah.
A lot of bank accounts.
Yeah.
Okay. In
Keep
Bank
your
of
head up,
America, you don't recall having $4,000 in September 2021?
I don't remember.
Okay, sure. Okay, so does that refresh your recollection that you had $4,000, 4,191 to be exact, in your Bank of America bank account in September 2021?
No, he's being used to refresh his record.
What was the question again?
Sure.
Why are you hanging
Does
his
that
head,
refresh your
man?
recollection that in September 2021 you had $4,191 in your Bank of America bank account?
I mean, it says it right here, yeah.
Okay. And in June, you had $693 in that same bank account, correct? No, it's not there. Hold on.
Are these questions lack foundation? The foundation is you just need to ask these.
No, they don't.
Seeking objections.
Yes. Stop the speaking objections.
All the questions.
Stop the speaking objections, both sides. Go ahead and show it to him, ask him if he recognizes what it is, if that reflective of his bank.
What was the question?
Sure. I mean, look at that. Does that refresh your recollection that at the end of June 2021, the year of this incident, you had $693 in your bank account?
No, I never doesn't refresh my recollection. I don't have.
No more flexing for Relli. He
You see
broke.
it there?
Yes, you.
Okay. Do you dispute the accuracy of that?
Your Honor, that's the improper question.
You are all for that then? As defense exhibit.
The document is hearsay. It does not come in as a prior and consistent statement. It does not come in as a business record.
We already talked about whether it was, it could be used as an exhibit in a can. It's defense G.
So, there you go, sir. Anyway, that doesn't, as you sit here, it doesn't refresh your recollection. That's what you had, right? And if I showed you one from August, saying you had $1,500 in your bank account, would that refresh your recollection?
No.
No. All right. Now, take that down. You said just now, you said yesterday, that you were in and out, at the height of your music career, you were in and out of label meetings before this incident, right?
Correct.
What labels?
Capital.
All right, let's take more of the Capital.
Yeah.
Who did you meet with that Capital records?
Objection. 352.
Overruled. Who?
I would have to ask my business partner.
Well, you were there, right?
I know, but it was so long ago.
All right, so he doesn't remember. Ask another question.
What's the other label you met with?
Universal and Epic.
Okay, let's take Universal.
I don't know. I'm
You
just
don't know who you met with at Universal?
It was a long time ago. It was over 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
You know, but everything you testify here.
I don't know Mr. Tupac, you know.
Okay. How about Epic? You know anyone that you met with at Epic?
I mean, I have it in my phone. If you really want me to, I could find all those people, but I don't remember right now.
Okay. So you have actually the appointments of the people you met
Yes,
with?
and I have flights from my business partner, everything. Like
Okay.
he flew to LA to these meetings.
Yeah, if you could eventually provide us with those names, that'd be great.
Your
Who you met
Honor,
with?
that's not a question. It's improper.
Each so.
It's improper conversation with the witness. This is not a discovery motion.
You also said that you wouldn't fight Rocky because you were already not liked in the industry. You said it on your direct testimony.
Wait, say what?
On your direct testimony, when Paul was questioning you, this person, you said that one of the reasons you wouldn't fight Rocky was because you were already not liked in the industry. Remember saying that?
Because I'm already not liked in the industry?
Didn't you say that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So you were well liked in the industry.
I was. Yeah, I had a good name.
And then you said you wouldn't fight him because it would ruin your career.
I wouldn't fight him for many reasons.
Was that be one of them? It would ruin your career?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. You said a bunch of deals went away because this became public. Remember saying that to the jury?
Yeah, because you was in the media.
Is the answer yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with what deals went away when this became public?
Objection 352.
Just a minute. You'll have an opportunity to inquire of Mr. Efron in all these areas that you feel.
Our objection is actually 352 on it tonight, so our position is it shouldn't be required.
I think the probative value exceeds our prejudicial.
Can you repeat the question again?
Sure. What deals went away because of this incident becoming public?
Well, my joint venture that I was seeking
with who?
With all the labels I just told you. There's other labels too I can probably find for you if needed.
But wait, let me just understand that. You had a deal?
No, I didn't have a deal. I was seeking a deal for a joint venture. I could have had a deal a long time ago, but I created a whole company, which I wanted a joint venture instead of just selling off my artists.
All right. So what specific deal you testified that deals went away? What other deals went away?
I mean, everything. All my artists turned on me. My own ASAP friends turned on me. Everybody.
Well,
his whole ASAP friends?
My producers.
Name the artists.
Do I have to name any names?
Yeah. You said the artists. I'd like to know which artists.
I'd rather not name any names.
There would be a 352 objection regarding specific names, Your Honor.
Overall, Mr. Tacopina is entitled to explore areas that Mr. Efron testified to yesterday. Go ahead, Mr. Tacopina.
Like this. The stage name or like their name?
Stage.
Cash was one of my performing artists.
Say it again?
Cash. That was one of my artists. Remy. And then I worked with a bunch of like videographers, producers.
You need the spelling on the second name. That'd be helpful. All right, Cash. Who was the second one?
Cash, Remy.
Wait, I don't know what you're saying.
Remy?
He said ASAP friends.
R-E-M-I?
Why?
R-E-M-Y.
Yeah, Remy.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was just doing, I had a bunch of other artists, but not like in the works, like about to sign them.
So, sir.
But my main focus was on Cash, really, in my, just Cash.
Cash left you after November 2021?
He left directly after the case just went public.
After it became public?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you said that the jury yesterday claimed that a lot of these deals went away when the case was publicized, right?
That's correct.
But sir, you not only publicized it yourself, you promoted it, correct?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
Well, at least I tried not to. I didn't talk about it a lot. Or try not to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to impose just an objection. Counsel, after his statements, makes comments, okay, right, etc. We're going to ask that those comments.
That's inappropriate for anybody to editorialize after a response. Go ahead and ask another question.
All right, so Wally Sajemi, we talked about him already, correct?
Can you say that again?
Wally Sajemi, we spoke about him, right? No, we did,
right here.
He's an IT guy, correct?
Okay, yes.
After Rocky's arrest in this case, you asked him to publish and publicize articles about the arrest, correct?
No.
You did not do that?
Never.
You didn't ask him to publish Rolling Stone?
Publish? What can he do? I don't understand. What can he do to publish anything? What do you mean by that?
Yes or no?
On your
Why would I can do it. Why would he do it? What is he? Do you understand what he does?
All he's doing is asking you whether it did or did not happen.
No.
So you never did that?
No.
And you didn't offer to throw some money for doing that?
No.
Right? Okay.
Only time I ever asked Wale to do anything for me was to get me verified.
Okay.
That's it. And that's a blue check.
Get the screenshot, please. Your Honor, I'd like to show the witness this screenshot. I'll speak to Mr. Wolf about it. This is called. Yes.
No, there's an objection. The Indemnity Foundation should not be free from.
Or there's no speaking objection.
Let me take a look at it.
Oh my God, we got another break. Oh man. Guys, what's he gonna do without his ASAP friends, man? Y'all hear that? He said my ASAP friends left me. Cash left me. What do y'all think about this? This is absolutely insane. Oh, y'all, we're gonna take a short break, says the judge. So let me oh, shout out to ASAP Broken Heart, man. He was going through it. But Joe said you did this to yourself, did you not? You're the one that published everything. I don't know if he... Did he ask Rolling Stones to publish it? Rolling Stone? Yeah, he sounds lonely, man. Oh, man. Poor Relli. All right, y'all give me 1 second. Let me see.
That's okay. So I'm going to play the recording of this chaser.
Here we go. We're back.
Your Honor, the court made a ruling yesterday about recording.
You don't have to do that. Just play it for him. Play it. Does that have speakers?
It does.
Play it for him there at the base, just so he at the witness stand, just so he can hear the voices. It doesn't have to be broadcasted at this point over the loudspeaker system.
Your Honor, before it's played.
No.
I'm just remembering the court made a ruling yesterday about phone calls. The court's ruling was no phone calls could be played unless the foundation that both sides knew was being recorded. So
Yeah,
that was the court's ruling.
I didn't authorize me being recorded.
So that's the court's
Stop speaking objections. Let's first find out if Mr. Efron recognizes the voices on the phone or on the recording. No editorializing. He says it's not him. Go on to something else.
That's fake.
Go on to something else.
Can I finish hearing it though? Can I finish hearing it?
Because there's no need to, because you said it's not you.
I want to finish hearing it though because
you said it's not you, so it doesn't matter. Go on to something else.
Just to be clear, that's not your voice.
I would love to hear it again.
No, are you not sure?
I would love to hear it again for 2 seconds.
Right.
So, might it be your voice?
No, but I would just love to hear it again because I never had this conversation with Wale.
Then if it's not you, then it's not you. Go on to somebody else.
Your Honor, does the court's ruling still apply in the future regarding?
It depends on where the recordings were made. If the recording was made outside of California, it could well be that it might be a one consent state or maybe a two consent
This
state.
is a New York recording made both parties of New York, Your Honor. It's just one consent state.
Right, then it would be admissible. It would not be precluded by Penal Code Section 632.
Okay. So,
He said that's not me.
you remember telling Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection relevant at the time.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Okay. In 2021, August 5th to be exact, did you tell Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection relevant.
Sustained. Sustained. I don't recall. You don't. Sustained.
Somebody help him.
Whether he said his life was fake or not has no bearing on any issue that's before the jury.
Okay.
Or something else.
Well, you told Rocky's life fake yesterday, right? Did you?
He don't recall.
You don't remember saying it?
Sheriff, you got to talk to the mic.
I don't remember.
Keep your head up, Relli. Hang in there, brother. Dang.
Well, I want to ask a question. I'm just not sure if this was off limits or not. Should I ask Mr. Chief, Ms. Lewin?
Yes.
No.
Well, His Honor said it's off limits, but I'm not sure you ruled on it. Should we go quickly?
Again, ask. That kind of, again, you got to.
All right.
I'm not His Honor, so you should not.
Well, then you should have ruled.
Can you two stop squabbling? It doesn't have to be on the record.
Off the record again. Joe said he's about to ask a question. You just want to make sure. And they're going back and forth. I mean, Judge, hold somebody in contempt or something. Dang. This is absolutely wild. And comical. I agree. Can you two stop it? Be nice, guys. He said, Judge,
On
about to get
November
the switch.
6, 2021. That's, by the way, the date of the incident, correct?
What incident? The shooting?
What incident happened on November 6, 2021?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not saying what.
On November 6, 2021, your girlfriend, Lydia Parker, sent you a text message accusing you of being a fraud, correct? On that date.
Objection relevant, Your Honor.
No, I don't know.
Hold on.
It's also your
Sustained.
Wow.
Sustained.
Motion to strike any answer.
The answer stricken.
Thank you.
Oh. Sir, on this topic one last time, the height of your music career was in 2021, you told the jury. You were making money, you said, quote, I finally figured out how to make money. In 2021, did you make money from your music business? Yes or no?
I didn't make money, but I figured out how to make money.
Okay.
Within the music industry. And my artist was making money because it's their royalties. I could have made money, but it wasn't enough for me to even, I don't want that money.
Okay.
I'd rather get them a deal.
Okay. In 2021, did you make money from other businesses aside from the music business?
I don't recall.
You don't recall if you made money any other way?
I don't recall.
Did you have any other
I don't recall.
jobs? Did you have any other jobs in 2021?
I don't recall.
Okay. So it's your testimony, you don't know if you made any money in 2021?
I don't recall.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm going to move into an area now based on that answer.
Say again?
I'd like to move to an area based on the answer. I can give orders more.
Our position is 352 and relevance.
I don't know what area you want to do. Why don't you come on up and tell us?
Are they breaking again? We knew there were going to be a lot of breaks. Hold on a second. Let me see what they just said.
Why don't you come on up and tell us? And relevance. I don't know what area you want to do. Why don't you come on up and tell us?
Just keep getting break after break after break after break. Oh man, y'all said this dude is weak. Yeah, Relli's up here. He's upset, man. He does not want to be on the stand to deal with the defense. But again, I get it. I get it. We kind of talked about this over the last couple days. It's going to be tough on him because y'all know he's got this civil lawsuit against Rocky. If he doesn't do his job on the stand, those 30 M's he's seeking might not happen. So that's probably what he's thinking about. He's thinking about this payday. He's thinking, man, I got all this pressure on me. I got to make sure I testify the right way. I got to make sure things go my way so I can get this money. 30 million. I mean, I guess I'd be up there sweating too. Keep this in mind. He is the victim.
Stop the cap.
Man, Rice Street, he's gonna get out of here with that. He's joking. But yeah, it's about the money. He knows every word he says. It could possibly affect if he's gonna change his family's life forever, one way or another. Oh man, thank you to everybody who's liked the video. Over 1,200 of you liked the video. Wow. Really looked like he's scrambling eggs. Oh man. I'm so well, that didn't work. He's a brokey. Now I know why Rocky didn't take the deal. This guy is just trying to get paid, and if he takes the plea, he is admitting guilt. Hollywood Kose, he's taking the L. Gunshots heard on audio, car alarms going off from them, and the witness reporting hearing gunshots all go against the prop gun theory. No, because prop guns can make realistic gun sounds and even fire projectiles. Much love, everyone from Australia. Shout out to JT from down under. JT, what time is it there? It's got to be getting late, isn't it? Shout out to JT down under. All right, y'all can. Let me see what's going on. It looks like we're still on break. I saw something about them maybe taking an extended break soon. As final scenes between A$AP Rocky's lawyer Joe that led Judge Arnold recessing the court so Relli's lawyers can talk to him about how to answer questions. Interesting. So I wonder if we're going to, it looks like we might be taking a big break soon. Yeah, it's 7 a.m. Oh my goodness. Thanks for being here, JT. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody tuning in from all around the world. It's getting really sad. This rat is looking more and more pitiful. Judge needs to stop allowing so many breaks. Too late to prep him now. Yeah, and Megan Kunev said that. She said the judge is recessing in court so Relli's lawyers could talk to him about how to answer questions. Maybe it's true then. Maybe they didn't prep him, which would be insane. Especially in a case this big. And as I mentioned, a case that's really going to determine how his civil lawsuit goes. They said court will resume shortly. A$AP Broke's jealous. A$AP Rocky married a billionaire gorgeous woman and became a star. And she had his baby while he's waiting for tax season to get paid by the linebackers he's creeping with in the hood still. God dang. Rice Street said watching from India. If you don't get out of here. Let me see what else we have. Some fireworks in the courtroom. Tacopina was grilling ASAP Relli. Relli took offense. Judge called a recess as people are filing out. Relli addressed Rocky directly. Judge told him to stop. He's staring at me, Relli complained. Are you? Y'all hear this? This came from Nancy Dillon, who's in the courtroom. And she's a senior reporter for Rolling Stone. I got to give her a follow. That is wild. As people are filing out, Relli addressed Rocky directly. Judge told him to stop. He's staring at me, Relli complained. Are you serious? What else is Nancy saying? She's just mentioned that Rihanna is there. Oh, Brokeback Telly. Oh my gosh. That is embarrassing, man. I don't know how. I mean, if things weren't over for Relli before, they are now. Let me see. That is insane. Judge Arnold's up there. He's over there stressing. They didn't prep him right. That's what he said. They said he wasn't prepped at all. How's the courtroom going? Like the feel of the court? I haven't heard anything yet. Seems like Relli is aggressive. Yep. Did the jury hear it? I wonder. Yeah, he probably had to stay there while the jury was let out. So I wonder how long they're going to be on recess. That might be. Because then I'm hearing that they might not be back until 4:30. So fireworks in the courtroom. Let me see. But breaking soon for 90 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to. I would hate to end the live stream and then they're going to be back. So I'll wait for Law and Crime to update and see what they're saying. He's fumbling his bag. He might not. That 30 M's is looking like it's getting further and further away. Michi said, your statement yesterday is correct. After this, the only thing Telly will have left is an informant Vlad TV interview. Dang. That's tough. He should have done it before this. But maybe his lawyers advised him. But I guess he didn't meet with his lawyers, all right? That's what he said on the stand. He didn't meet with his lawyers, so I don't know who advised him not to do it. Maybe Vlad wasn't offering him what he wanted. Maybe Relli said, I'm about to get 30 M's. Don't worry about it. And he's got Camille on the case too. Johnny Depp's old attorney. So she's on it. His career is done. More like 36. Dang. Y'all are brutal. Miss Love and Miss Hilton had to go through necessary retraining courses. Judge should have kept it going. It might have been over today. He'll spend the rest of his life as an incel without money. This is unattractive. He's looking mighty sensitive. And that's crazy that Nancy Dillon reported that he's over there crying about Rocky staring at him. Insane. He said he's staring at me, Judge.
He also said that you wouldn't fight Rocky because
Camille is ASAP Relli's civil lawyer. ASAP Wimpy.
It's improper conversation with the witness. This is not a discovery motion.
You also said that you wouldn't fight Rocky because you were already not liked in the industry. You said it on your direct testimony.
Wait, say what?
On your direct testimony, when Paul was questioning you, this first one, you said that one of the reasons you wouldn't fight Rocky was because you were already not liked in the industry. Remember saying that?
Because I'm already not liked in the industry?
Didn't you say that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So you were well liked in the industry.
I was. Yeah, I had a good name.
Okay. So you were well liked in the industry.
I was. Yeah, I had a good name.
And then you said you wouldn't fight him because it would ruin your career.
I wouldn't fight him for many reasons.
Was that be one of them? It would ruin your career?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. You said a bunch of deals went away because this became public. Remember saying that to the jury?
Yeah, because you was in the media.
Is the answer yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with what deals went away when this became public?
Objection 352.
Just a minute. You'll have an opportunity to inquire of Mr. Efron in all these areas that you feel.
Our objection is actually 352 on that night, so our position is it shouldn't be required.
I think the probative value exceeds our prejudicial effect.
Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question again?
What deals went away because of this incident becoming public?
Well, my joint venture that I was seeking
with who?
With all the labels I just told you. There's other labels too I can probably find for you if needed.
But wait, let me just understand that. You had a deal?
No, I didn't have a deal. I was seeking a deal for a joint venture. I could have had a deal a long time ago, but I created a whole company, which I wanted a joint venture instead of just selling off my artists.
All right.
What?
So what specific deal you testified that deals went away? What other deals went away?
I mean, everything. All my artists turned on me. My own ASAP friends turned on me. Everybody.
All the artists left you after this incident.
My producers.
Name the artists left you.
Oh, tell me.
Do I have to name any names?
Yeah. You said the artists. I'd like to know which artists.
I'd rather not name any names.
So it would be a 3-2 objection regarding specific names, Your Honor.
Overall, Mr. Tacopina is entitled to explore areas that Mr. Efron testified to yesterday. Go ahead, Mr. Tacopina.
Not his ASAP friends. All right, y'all. It's looking like they're on their 90-minute break, I believe. Yeah, they went to lunch, man. He couldn't handle the heat. I agree. Don't compare Woody to this guy. Woody was way more entertaining. Woody was an actual snitch, in my opinion. Relli is just a weak. I mean, he's struggling. But hey, I don't know. I don't know how I would be if I had to take the stand, so I guess I'll give him some grace there. But no, Woody was up there. He's holding his own. Masterful work on the stand from Woody. I don't know what Relli's got going on. Anyway, they're going to be back at, I think they said 1:30. So that'll be 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, I believe. I will not be here for that, but we're going to finish reviewing it on tomorrow morning's show. So we'll be here bright and early tomorrow to make sure we get through the rest of the cross-examination. And then I'm sure court will be live tomorrow at some point. If y'all haven't yet, make sure you like the video on your way out. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time that we go live. And of course, we will be back. As I said, tomorrow I'll be dropping a few more videos this afternoon. So make sure y'all check those out. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all on the next one. Whew, it's going to be interesting for sure. Also, thank you to Amy. Make sure y'all check out the brand new Patreon. The link is in the description as well as in the pinned comment in the chat. Y'all have a great rest of your day. And as always, keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace. Oh man, shout out to Relli. Struggling.